Before we start Sea of Swords today, we have an update we want to share with you.
Adventures Wanted is coming to an end, and a whole new company
made up of both people from Adventures Wanted and new faces
will be taking on the Adventures Wanted Twitch and social media channels from October 21st.
We have some exciting news about what's coming up next.
You'll still find fantastic D&D streams on Roll Together and the D&D Twitch channel every week.
Sea of Swords Forsaken will continue at the same time.
Every Monday, 6 to 9 p.m. GMT, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Time.
We'll also be launching a second weekly slot.
Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. GMT, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PT.
We'll be starting with a Halloween one-shot on October 27th.
Where we'll be playing Isradel, the Roving House, the winning entry of this year's Saga Forge New Writing Competition.
And starting November 3rd, we'll be launching a new 4-part campaign, Theros, Legends of the Underworld.
DM'd by me, Emma Sheard.
That will be followed by another 4-part campaign,
Vile Shadows and a Honeyed Smile, DM'd by Justin Wells.
Look out for more new show announcements this week as we unveil the new company.
We're very happy to still be supported by Wizards of the Coast,
our marketing partners, our supporters and sponsors.
Because of this, we'll be in a position to offer to pay all players, dungeon masters and moderators who work with the company.
This was already a planned initiative from Adventurers Wanted, and we're delighted to be able to put it into action.
We share Adventurers Wanted's commitment to high-quality narrative and collaborative storytelling,
as well as its focus on inclusive representation in our players and characters.
We'll continue to tell exciting and diverse stories, working with some familiar faces,
as well as new cast members from around the world.
That's what will be happening on this channel.
There will be other streams, actual plays, and TTRPG content made by many other people who are involved in Adventurers Wanted happening elsewhere.
So, keep your eyes peeled for more updates and information there.
We hope you'll join us on this new adventure. Be sure to follow us on Twitch at Roll Together.
And you'll find us on all the social networks as Roll Together RPG.
So please stay subscribed. Keep following.
And we hope you enjoy the show. Hello everyone, welcome to Sea of Swords Forsaken. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Chris, I'll be your DM for this evening, and we're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/DND and twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted. So, what's going on? What are you watching? Well, this is Dungeons and Dragons, my friends. Everyone here plays a fantasy character in a shared fantasy universe. They will have character sheets in front of them, which you can see down the that side of the screen, where you've got the lovely D&D Beyond overlay where you can see their sheets. Those sheets tell them what they can do. And basically, when they try and do something, they roll a 20-sided dice, and either it's good or it's bad. 20s are good. Anything 1 and below is awful. Feel free to boo and or cheer, depending on what's going on in the story at the time. And I play every other person they encounter, every weather effect, every elemental storm trying to blow them to smithereens. That's all me. I do everything else the world provides. Now, before we dive in too deep, it's probably good to go around and meet all of our players, but before we do, you'll probably have noticed that we have a new player with us today. We're very sorry to announce that Grace Wilsmer has chosen to withdraw from Sea of Swords Forsaken and won't be appearing in the remainder of the campaign. We're sad to see them and their character go, but we wish them all the best in their future adventures. Anyway, without further ado, why don't we meet our new character first? Gee, say hello.
Hello. Hi, yeah, I'm G. I go by he, him, and my character is Nate Atorius, who is a Triton, very much jack of all trades. Yeah, he's part wizard, part artificer, part bard, and a law druid.
That's all of them, I think.
We've got 10 levels. You could have fit more in.
I could have. Yeah.
I drew a line somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, G. Looking forward to meeting Nate as part of the story today. Let's go back to our regular order. Shamini, dive in.
Oh, it's me! Hi, I'm Shamini. I use she/her pronouns. I'm playing Captain Carl Arnold, who uses she/her pronouns, and she's cool and not a pirate. And as we've established, she's got cool freckles. I say the same thing every time. I need something new to say. She killed a squid. Well, she feels responsible.
Okay.
She feels responsible for Elinaway's tragic passing because she didn't listen to certain people who told her that certain someone might be a shill.
I mean, I don't think I could have made it more obvious, but okay.
I just didn't see it coming. I was just like blindsided, like, oh, Annie, no.
Emma, dive in.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm gender fluid, so I'll define my pronouns when someone needs to use them. I'm playing Prosperous, who is also gender fluid, but uses the pronouns P or Prosperous. Prosperous is a paladin of the farming goddess Chontea. Prosperous is a half-orc and is having a wild time on the Sea of Swords. Last episode, Prosperous jumped off a dinosaur onto a ship, which was great. And then also helped murder an evil priestess. So it's been great fun, having a great time on holiday in the Sea of Swords. Yeah.
This is still unofficially a gap year, isn't it?
No, it's not a gap year, it's a holiday.
Gap year. Oh, okay. No, it's not.
Holiday for paladins.
Fancy.
Go ahead, Red.
Hi, I'm Red. I'm playing Milk, he, him. Milk is... God, I can't remember. Milk is a tiefling of some kind. He's a warlock. And he's having a great time, getting a tan, not getting a tan, hanging out on the ship. We caught the shill. It's been covered. The captain killed my squid. I'm very sad about it. Very sad about it. And we're having adventures and trying to stop a storm, which is evil. I don't know. Milk's having a great time. You'll catch it up. It's easy.
Thank you, Red. Niall.
Hi, I'm Niall. I use he, him. I play Anton, the shill exterminator extraordinaire. Always finding your shills. We come to your doors, we find your shills, we exterminate them. Anton's pretty calm at the moment. He's ready to do what needs to be done, and he's looking forward to tackling this storm. And yeah, getting on a boat.
You've been on a boat for most of this show, but yeah.
At least he's getting on a boat for something now. Like, he knew he was on the boat, but now he's on the boat with a purpose.
Well, there we have it. Fine. Okay. Anyway, that's our lovely cast of players. Just before we kick off, the stream will run for approximately 3 hours. It's all improvised, so there'll be a break somewhere near the middle, but we can't promise how long it will be or where it will be, so stay tuned for the break. Otherwise, we have some delightful sponsors arrayed all round us in this wonderful overlay. So up above us, you can probably see we're sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge make miniatures. They offer you a fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. We have made lovely minis of all of our wonderful characters here today. This one is Anton.
Teeny Anton.
Teeny tiny Anton.
Hey, Anton.
It's like I'm there. You know?
Which is, it's got some way to see you and actually spend time with you in lockdown is through a miniature. That's how we do it.
Oh, I always hear you. It's like a voodoo doll.
It's creepy. Okay. But yes, Hero Forge offer a huge variety of customizable minis, a 3D online miniature maker, now available in colour as well. If you wanted to take a look at that online, can fully recommend. Head to heroforge.com. We're also sponsored by Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro are all about the physical tabletop, so dice trays, dice bags, all sorts of other fanakatapan. What we have here is, today we are giving away a Mind Flayer dice bag. I don't know if you can see that through the bag. There it is. It's a Mind Flayer dice bag for no reason. No reason at all. Nothing to do with the plot. Just giving away a Mind Flayer.
Are there going to be what?
No, it's because Baldur's Gate 3 just released, and I want to there's Mind Flayers in that. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
There's a connection.
Yeah. This is a shill thing. I can sense it.
Yeah, right.
I feel like none of you trust me.
Podcast Zone of Truth.
Anyway,
On Chris.
On Chris.
Yeah, cast it on me.
On the DM, please.
On the
Thank
DM.
And I cast it on there. That's fair.
Anyway, Ultra Pro is a leading manufacturer and supplier of sports and gaming collectibles, so you can head to ultrapro.com to find all of their D&D paraphernalia. We do recommend checking them out, and join us in Twitch chat today for a chance to win that lovely Mind Flayer dice bag. Just say anything, not the word anything, like literally anything. And you must have a UK address.
Anything, because you can say anything. So you know.
Yep, there's the tautology. So you can win that dice bag if you put something in Twitch chat, but you must have a UK address to enter because we're in the UK and competition rules are what they are. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, we're also supported by D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi.com. You will see an Idle Champions chess code, also at the bottom of the screen underneath Emma and G. If you're an Idle Champions player, pop that chess code into your Idle Champions game and receive a free gold chest, which I'm told is worth a lot of gems, so that sounds good. So do go ahead and check that out. If you want to find out more about our other sponsors and supporters, do head to our Twitter, that's Adventurers 250 on Twitter, and there you'll find lots of links back and nice things you can buy, prizes you can win, etc, etc, etc. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we acknowledge it does sometimes happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, do please pop something in Twitch chat, send us a tweet, let us know. We're always open to being corrected. Lovely. I think that's all of our AOB. So without further ado, let's dive in, yes, pun intentional, to Sea of Swords, Forsaken. So, we return to Sea of Swords Forsaken, and well, it's been a time. Flutter has decided to stay on the island, not wanting to travel into the eye of a storm, looking for passage back to Waterdeep and their partner who waits for them there. So they've been escorted off ship. And the remaining 4 of you probably spent the night relatively anxiously, fitfully sleeping. Okay, maybe some of you were affected by the events of the day before, where a pirate crew almost tried to take over your ship and cause a mutiny, but maybe some of you weren't. Cal, how are you feeling?
Coming from a mile off, son.
Right.
Cal, how did you feel?
Cal would have shut herself in her cabin and then drunk a lot of rum. So there may have been occasionally like, bang, ow! Something like that.
Why? What were you doing?
Drinking rum. Can I also just note that, like, I presume Mayor Ethel turned up at some point before we went to bed?
Mayor Ethel would have turned up at some point while the bodies were being cleared off the deck and the blood was being cleaned off the deck, would have turned up to check in about all of this, and probably would have knocked on your cabin door if you had started drinking already. Hello? Cam Arnold. Hello?
Right, yeah, one moment, please. Mayor.
Can you tell me what happened here, please? There's a lot of bodies in the water that weren't there this morning.
Yes, would you like to, Cal, step out of the cabin and close the door? And then gesture to the room with the long table and the boards. Would you like to take a seat?
I'd happily sit down.
I'm afraid we had a bit of trouble, as you can tell, and I believe it may relate to the trouble that several ships leaving here have come to.
Pirates in the harbor.
Pirates on my ship, in my galley, cooking some kind of food, specifically.
Are you trying to tell me that there were pirates on Utheral, in Vilkstead, this entire time?
I'm trying to tell you that a number of pirates have been hiring themselves out as crew on ships leaving here in order to presumably help the rest of the pirates. Water rats, someone said.
Oh, I see.
Once they get out.
It's a clever trick, that.
It is, especially if you're short of cooking skills, as we were.
Well, I suppose if they take out part of a crew as part of that first part, then hiring on more of your own crew to bring all the cargo back to you, it's a good plan. Well thought out.
I believe, although I'm not entirely sure, that the lady who one of the casualties of the fight was their leader, and that their interests may have shifted into someone was reading their brain or reading their mind or something, and
reading their brain.
I didn't fully understand that part, but apparently so. Getting inside the head and
Ethel looks you up and down, and there's a certain sniffing of the air going on.
It's like, I believe. Well, it's not just like pirates. Pirates are bad. I feel like it's. I think it's more than pirates. I feel like they're
more than pirates.
Well, they were pirates, and then they found religion, I believe.
Religious pirates.
Which very dangerous, the most dangerous kind.
Right.
And
so you had a run-in with some religious pirates, did you?
Your town is crawling with religious pirates, and
oh, so my town's crawling with religious pirates now.
That's how it seems to me. I came to your town, crowded some crew, and then next thing I know, there's fighting in my galley, and my passengers are nearly getting, stabbed and all that.
Right. I will take it under advisement. We'll see if we can do something about these religious pirates.
A few of them ran off. People may have seen where they went.
All right, I'll have the guard look into it. I am sorry that Vilkstead wasn't the hospitable home it always is.
Well,
are
fine.
you
I'm
still
pirates,
struggling with filling out your crew?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we weren't, but then they turned out to be pirates.
Right. Can I suggest a more rigorous policy of interview?
That is an interesting suggestion you make there, Mayor Ethel.
It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. Right, well, I'll leave you to your own machinations. I'm going to go and see if I can find out about these religious pirates you're so worried about. Captain?
Thank you, Mayor.
She's going to leave. Going to leave. Emma, you raised your hand.
I'm sure you've got plans, Chris, that you want us to get on with.
Yes, I have. I very much have.
While that conversation is happening,
oh God,
could I try and borrow a bottle of rum from Cal's quarters?
You want to sneak?
I'm going to go and ask Milk to help me, but yes.
Oh, well then that might work. Cool. Milk's probably in the middle of summoning back Millenoi.
Yeah, so I'll be, I don't know, do we have rooms? Or is there a bar?
You have your own rooms.
You have your own rooms.
Okay. Then I would be in my room, pulling from the ether my darling pet squid, Millenoi. Come on, I like the first time.
Knock on your door,
I know.
Psst, Milk. Psst.
Who is it?
I mean, it's me. Who else would it be?
Oh, just a sec. I'm elbow deep in something really quite eldritch here. If you just give me a second, I'll just slide it back out.
While I find a nickel.
I feel like I'm the squid looking at Red from the camera view,
Come on. I've got to be the first thing it sees. That's when they bond with you,
Push.
I will go to the door with my slightly dripping arm and open it. Oh, Prosperous, darling, how are you doing?
Prosperous looks like, like a kid that's excited but also looks like they're about to do something naughty.
Uh-huh. How naughty?
I've got an idea.
Okay, I like the look on your face.
Cal had, when we were in her room.
Cal.
Captain.
In my room.
Captain, yes, the one in the hat.
And she had all the bottles.
You'd like to try a little bit of? I'm down. Let's do that.
Well, I think we could just if we took one and then put the money there for it, she could just buy another one.
Or 5. Or 10. I bet I could carry 10. Let's do it. How are we going to get in, though, P?
I thought we could just open the door.
But what if she's on the other side?
We could just wait till she leaves and then go in.
Okay. Should we have more strategy, or is that it? Like, I'm good either way.
That's Prosperous's entire plan. Would it be a stealthy dinosaur?
Or we could just be invisible.
That one. It's worked really well in the past.
I'm down. I will cast invisibility on both of us.
Okay. Are you stopping your summoning of Melinoe? Are you going to come back to that?
Oh, I assumed it was already done.
Okay. Because we should probably have a conversation then, shouldn't we?
Oh, I mean, we can do. There's a lot going on.
That's all right. Go and do this and then finish the summoning in a sec. It's fine. Right, so you're heading up to Cal's quarters. Cal, as you sneak in the front, Cal is in the officers' mess having a very serious conversation with the mayor, Ethel. You recognise her.
Perfect. She's not in there. Look.
Roll a stealth check with advantage. You're both invisible.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And I have mithril plates. I'm not at disadvantage wearing plate mail.
What's your dex modifier?
0.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's gone forever now.
Okay. Would you like another one?
No, I can see it as a 16.
Okay.
Ooh, 12. Oh, no, that was not with advantage. Oh, it's 12.
Mine's a 16 from that one over there.
Okay, fine. Right, Cal, roll me a perception. No, it's passive. So what's your passive perception?
And she's drunk.
I'm drunk.
Oh, interesting. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Can I roll a perception for smelling if I can smell Captain Arnold from here?
Sure.
I have really high perception. I don't want to notice this.
It's okay. You can
roll a 22.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
Okay, no.
Wow.
Really perceptive.
That's fair.
You're in the middle of a serious conversation.
I am. It's so distracting.
Do you look at us?
What was your perception, Romeo?
Oh, I rolled a 16 to smell Captain Arnold's breath from here.
Wow.
Shamini, do you want to comment on this?
Everyone's sniffing judgmentally today. I thought I was done for the evening.
I'm trying to guess the vintage.
I'm off the clock, okay?
Captain's now off the clock.
Okay.
With a 16, does Milk smell the alcohol?
That's your decision.
Yeah, sure,
No,
I don't know
it
how
isn't.
far away they are. Yeah,
They're about 20 feet away. No, not that far. They're about 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
There's a trail, generally.
Prosperous, can you smell that? It smells like someone's been bathing in whiskey. No,
Well-
I say whiskey.
Rum. Let's go do that.
Okay. Do you notice us? Do we notice you notice?
I will look suspiciously at the creak of boards where there should be no creak of boards.
And the talking.
Long conversations about.
You're probably still in mid-conversation and don't want to lose face, but it's up to you what you do.
I will make a note to check later for ghosts.
Okay. That seems an entirely fair reaction. Grand. Are you two going into Cal's quarters? The door is... Cal said she closed the door.
We will try the door subtly.
Roll me a sleight of hand check to open the door quietly.
I will let you do that. I'll help you do that.
Good. That's better. 19.
Yeah, with a very subtle... I mean, that was a 22. Cal, you hear your door open. There was a... That's Cal's door. Do you think, I did that really quietly?
Politely at Mayor Ethel, like, yes. Tell me more about your plans for how I should captain my ship.
Gonna do the stealth run in and grab a bottle.
No, Prosperous
Oh my
Milk.
gosh.
Cal, please describe your quarters.
So they are bigger than yours because of the captain, but still kind of small because it's.
Well, describe your quarters.
Ship.
Bigger than yours.
Like yours, but better.
Not like super luxurious or anything. Quite a lot of papers everywhere. Not because Cal is very dedicated to paperwork, but because the paperwork is not really being done terribly properly.
Just never ends, does it?
bit messy. A few sort of interesting items that look like they come from all sorts of like different faraway places around the place, including some more like a throw that's similar to the scarf that she wears with little seashells on. That's sort of like the tiki pattern and seashells on a sort of throw, and then a little window, when they have the cross-hatchy things on it, and there's a few little plants there with orange flowers on that you might have seen earlier as well. Oh, and a bunch of rum.
How much?
What's the state of the room like in terms of tidy, messy, stinky?
Very messy. It's not stinky.
I don't know. I'm not judging.
How bad does it smell?
How much smells delicious?
It's true, it does. Unless it's like 6 months old, in which case.
Well, I mean, I will still drink it. How much?
I've never had rum for 6 months. I couldn't tell you. It's gone in 4 days.
Vouch for that. How much is a bottle of rum worth in gold, Chris?
4?
What? That's really expensive. That's like a day's wages.
It's 40 quid.
That's not how much rum costs. Rum costs like 20 quid. Rum. You're thinking of whiskey.
Okay, 2 gold.
Okay.
Sorry, when I buy rum, I buy nice rum.
I will take a bottle of rum and I'll write a little note that says, "Thanks, P," and put 2 gold where the bottle of rum was with the note, and then go.
I think since it's Cal's rum, you've probably way oversold, but sure.
I will take 4 more bottles of rum and I will put down no money, but I will rifle through the edge of the bed just to see if I can find like a journal or anything while I'm here.
Oh shit, son!
Given that I'm literally right now like writing my notes.
I want that. I want to find that.
Roll me an investigation check, please.
I roll a 3.
You do not find a journal. Even if there was one there, which I don't even know, you don't.
Donalo, your secrets are safe for another day. Cool, I will.
Secrets.
Wait, Milk, how many did you take? You need to put down...
One. Just one, it's fine.
You need to put down 2 gold.
No, it's reflecting. I'm invisible, you can't even tell.
The bottles are currently floating mid... No, they're not. You would have picked them up and they would have come
Hearing this like bickering through the
Yeah, you're hearing the bickering. Like, this is the worst stealthing ever.
I only have 3 more gold, but I put them all down for the share.
So sweet.
Shall we go drink it?
Let's go. Yeah, let's go up top.
Okay.
As you both stealth out onto the deck...
Close the door behind us.
Yeah, and the Cal, obvious, like, your door closes. As you both stealth out onto the deck, you do note that it is now evening. Most people are starting to settle down and go to bed. And you do also note a couple other things. One, Niall, where are you? Anton, where are you?
Anton's on deck reading a book next to some lantern light.
Anton is having a really calm, gentle, lovely evening. You also note that sat next to Anton, Kevin is still there and is sat on the deck of the ship, just sort of sat there quietly, just looking around, a bit confused. Probably like sat with Anton just because that was someone to sit with. Other members of the crew are sort of hanging about, like a bit of work is being done still to fix the ship, but most people are bedding down to get ready to go first thing in the morning. You also hear from the dock... Nay, what would they hear?
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah,
I was going through some stuff.
I mean, you would have to. You've got 70 bajillion character classes.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. Also, first time actually having to react to being called Nate. So
yeah.
It's like, is that me?
Anyway, you would hear just some sort of like gurgling, bubbling. In the water, just
you hear some weird gurgling and bubbling from the water as well. So there's 3 things there you might choose to react to. It's up to you.
Oh my god!
Wait, did you? I didn't know Kevin was staying.
No, I thought
Anton looks straight at Kevin. And is like, ew.
Yeah, didn't he go?
Is that you?
No. What do you mean that noise? I think it's coming from over the side.
I'm going to go and kneel next to Kevin.
Sure it is.
Still invisible.
Oh, I'm still invisible.
Still invisible.
Oh, yeah.
I assume Milk is still nearby and be like, right in Kevin's face. Kevin can't see me. Kevin! Why are you still here?
Who's talking to me?
Prosperous, obviously. Why would you ask?
Where are you?
I will end invisibility.
Oh, sorry. I forgot you couldn't see me.
Why were you invisible?
That is a long story.
Okay.
It's quite short.
And it has nothing to do with rum.
Okay. Right.
Anton's gonna look at you, the rum bottles, and be like, "You stole rum from the captain's quarters."
I'm gonna roll a deception check.
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah, that's appropriate. I rolled a 9.
Anton, you're welcome to roll an insight check with advantage.
I did
Prosperous
not
is
roll
holding
well.
rum. Prosperous is
with
holding a
advantage.
bottle of rum.
Okay.
You're very intelligent, Anton.
Am I wise? Is the real question.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, it's only a 7.
Jeez, with advantage.
No, I brought...
With advantage, I rolled a 4 and a 6.
Amazing.
I brought this
Magic is what
rum
this is.
with me when I came on board this ship.
Okay. He goes back to reading the book. He clearly doesn't care that much.
I give Milk a look, which is like, I can't believe anyone bought that.
Yeah. So, what was your question again?
Did you not leave?
No. Milk told me to stay. He said it would be good for me.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but then Prosperous ended that spell. It was a whole thing.
What spell? I thought you were just saying it would be a good idea, so I thought I'd stick around.
I mean, the spell of my own enraptured enthusiasm for your future is what I meant by that. Nothing untoward.
I felt really inspired by what you said about going out and new adventures, and there's nothing for me here. I do want to come.
Okay. Good.
Huh.
Great.
Kevin's a really interesting person. We've been sat here all night chatting away.
Kevin's great.
I have
Got a bright
enjoyed
future in front of them.
Anton's company. Anton's really pleasant. Hi, Anton.
We've met Kevin. You don't have to say hi to me.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. You need to stick up for yourself more. I've been telling you this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sorry. Oh no, I am. Oh.
Don't play with Kevin. Anton, I liberated this with Captain Arnold's permission. I mean, it's temporally out of sync, but it's coming. Just to say, sterling work murdering the shill.
Anton takes the ball and he's like, yeah, I don't like to call it murder. I did offer them a way out, but, you know.
Yes, through the face, though, really. It was. I don't know. I mean, I've met merciful people. That was decisive.
Can anyone else hear that weird bubbling noise?
Which is
We're getting there. Just Kevin. Yes,
sorry.
It was
Anton,
excellent.
yeah, Anton's going to go look for the bubbling noise whilst unpopping a bottle of rum and taking a swig out of the bottle.
Cool. All right. As you head over to the side of the ship, it's like night time. It's like evening. It's twilight. There's not a lot of light around. You had a lantern with you. Are you holding the lantern over the side of the ship?
I'll take the lantern in one hand, bottle of rum in the other.
I mean, it couldn't be more swashbuckling if it tried. Holding the lantern over the side of the ship. Gee, what do they see?
There is a Triton, so a sort of mare person, aqua person, man.
So a sort
Not
of
Aquaman.
mer person.
Aquaman!
It's Aquaman! Hey, I'm here to help with this. I got
A sort of fish man, like bipedal but webbed hands and feet, and sort of purpley, bluish, greenish skin, fins coming off the back of his legs, and a sort of like mane of green hair, mohawk style, that kind of goes over his head and then like partway down his back as well. And he's just sort of floating in the water, like pretty, sort of like unconscious, but doesn't look dead.
Unconscious though?
Yeah.
Oh, Anton's going to drop the lantern in the bottle and jump in. and grab him.
Okay, he's a trident, he's fine.
Yeah, but he looks unconscious in the water, like something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's very, very noble. That's a good start. Anton, you dive into the water, and Nate, you wake from your reverie by being grabbed by someone.
Yeah, what? Who are you? Hello.
Hello. My name's Anton. I thought there was something wrong with you.
I mean, I wasn't expecting to wake up in the sea or anything, but, you know, like, sorry, I'm Nate. Nice to meet you, Anton.
Nice to meet you too.
That's not my ship. Where's the ship gone?
Maybe we should have this water. Maybe we should have this conversation outside of the water. Anton says,
Yeah, sorry, mate. You probably prefer it up on. Yeah, let's go up on the ship then.
Do you want me to throw a rope?
Well, haven't we just watched Nate Anton jump off the ship? Yes,
you've seen Anton jump off the ship, that is correct.
I didn't realise that they did that voluntarily. I thought that was only when people told them to do it.
Gosh, didn't realise we were that bad company. Oh well.
He just walked off and jumped out of the ship.
Did he at least leave the rum?
Did you leave the rum?
Took it with him.
No, I put the rum on the land on the side of the ship, then jumped over the edge.
Right. Okay. Well, that's all right.
I mean, I guess maybe we should go and save him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one does anything. Just
Oh, Kevin.
I imagine me and Nate make our way up onto the ship through the dock by this point.
Yeah, that's fine. You managed to make your way up with Prosperous and Noise standing there going, you should probably do something. There's probably a really long awkward pause and then someone just swigs a bottle of rum. Anton, you're taking Nate on board the blue bottle.
Sure. What is your ship?
Mate, sorry, accent died for a second there.
Sorry?
My ship? Oh, fucking goddamn. I've totally lost it.
What, Liverpool?
Oh. Hey. Me ship? Well, I was on this ship called the Discovery, but, like... Well, I mean, they've thrown me off before, like, but I just kind of swam back, but we all got quite drunk last night, and I guess they decided to just throw me off and get out of here.
Do they not like you? He says.
Sorry, what? I didn't catch that.
I said, did they not like you?
Well, I mean, after I kind of poisoned the captain a bit. Because, well, see, I was the ship's chef, right? And I forgot to kind of... I know this spell that, like, purifies food and water, and I forgot to do that, and I sort of poisoned everybody.
You gave everybody the shits?
Well, yeah.
I think by this point, they have both walked up the gangplank onto the deck, and Milk, Prosperous, you are both there, along with Kevin, who's just sort of watching all of this.
Anton! Were you alright? You seem to have found people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Nate. He's a chef for another ship called and he checks his notes, the Discovery. He was thrown off because it sounds like they don't like him after he poisoned the captain by not cleaning their food.
Oh.
And he picks up the bottle of rum and the lantern and hands the bottle to Nate, and he's like, do you drink?
Yeah, I do. Thanks.
How do you feel about pirates?
Well, keep listening. I mean, they're not my favourites.
Other people are doing accents. It's like, what
accents in this room?
Well, you know, it's they're not my favourites, but you know, I've met some pirates that aren't terrible, you know.
Do you know anybody called Annie?
Oh wait, I don't think so.
Can I insight check that?
Of course.
That's probably a good thing.
I've rolled a 22, so.
Yeah, I don't.
Are you at all a shill?
I mean, not intentionally, no.
Good.
Great.
Have some rum.
Because Kevin can only boil an egg, so, I mean, if you know how to cook things, then...
Hang on, I thought I was the chef.
Well, no, but you're coming with us on a grand adventure, aren't you?
As the chef.
That's what you said.
Kevin, you can be the second chef, right? The sous chef.
You've got to learn the skills, Kevin.
So I'm working for someone who you just dragged in out of the water.
I mean, I don't
who
want
also
to be
poisoned his entire
taking
ship.
somebody's job, you know? That's
Right, yeah, it's
not very...
Kevin is in training for being himself, and
Right.
we hope one day that he'll be able to achieve being himself. But so far, it's so. If perhaps you could teach him some useful trades, as I have none.
I mean, I could try, I suppose.
Maybe it's more of a partnership. Maybe you work together.
Oh, that's a beautiful way of putting it.
Oh, okay. I could work with you. What's your name again?
Nate.
Hi, Nate. I'm Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Nice to meet you.
Oh, someone's being nice to Kevin. Good. At this point, Ethel storms out, and the mayor just walks past all of you with like a, damn it, accents. Walks past you with a "out the way, please," and just moves past you. And a couple of guards that were standing guard on the deck just join her and go. They're not like standing there like whoop. They're more of like just checking in, like looking after her. They also go with her, and she leaves. Cal, you could go back into your quarters. You could step out onto the deck where this conversation is happening. Whatever you like.
I'm going to wait a little bit more and just... I need some rum after that conversation.
Okay.
Also, I do want to find out what's happened in my room, because I'm just going to be looking over it, kind of drinking some more rum, and I'll emerge later.
Mm-hmm. Right, so Cal is checking her room. You do find the aforementioned note.
Yeah.
It's
5 missing bottles. Of
5
rum.
missing bottles. A note saying, what did your note say? Em?
It said thanks, P. And
There's 5 gold there for some reason.
5 gold, and the handwriting is quite shaky
Better than
because
nothing, isn't it?
Prosperous is not the best penmanship.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, on deck of the ship, the 4 of you can continue.
We have more rum, and we have a boat, and the night is young, and I could go get my lyre. I could go get my lyre.
Do it.
I will go downstairs and fetch my lyre.
Prosperous. Oh, sorry, Anton, go ahead.
As Prosperous leaves, Anton's going to turn to Nate and be like, "Fair warning, though, we are heading into the middle of the storm."
Right. Why exactly?
Well, because we believe that there's a floating netherese city that is somehow being manipulated by a Leviathan trapped inside that needs either freeing or destroying.
Wow. Right. That's pretty wild. I mean, you lot are into some crazy shit. Yeah, let's do it.
This isn't, believe it or not, this is not the craziest thing that's happened to me.
What is the craziest thing that's happened to you,
I
Anton?
want to hear that. I want to hear that story.
When I was 19 years old, I had to talk my way out of slavery from fire giants in the Underdark.
I mean, keep it light though, babes. It
was awful, believe me.
I mean, I'm really sorry. That's a lot more traumatic than I was expecting you to say, but yeah, that's pretty wild.
It's all right. I've grown from it, you know. Things happen and you keep moving.
Oh, I will gently put a hand on Anton's shoulder.
The mannequins are pretty scary, though. He screams.
Can I assume, for the sake of everyone's benefit, that you all have a lovely night getting to know each other? Prosperous goes and gets P's lyre and starts playing... What do you play?
Well, the one popular song that I know, which is the fantasy equivalent of Wonderwall,
yes,
as established.
Yes.
And then I move on to my repertoire, which is just folk songs, because that is pretty much all that P knows. Circling back around to Wonderwall every so often when I think you're getting fed up of folk songs.
I love it.
Yes, mate.
Nate being part bard, they didn't have tambourine in there, but Nate has a tambourine, and so it's like tapping along and jingling.
At some point, Cal turns up Like
At some point, Cal turns up.
not walking in necessarily entirely straight lines, pretty straight lines. Looks slightly like taken aback to see like everyone there.
Napkin! Captain!
Oh! Nate, also quite drunk by this point. Hey, Captain, I'm your new chef. Nice to meet you.
Not a shell.
I am also a chef.
Yeah, me and Kev, we're going to be chefs together.
You spoken to Fenric?
No.
Fenric told you to be a chef? You gotta...
Just expecting Fenric to just pop out of the floorboard.
Fenric is fast asleep.
Looking around. You gotta have an interview process.
Oh, right.
Apparently.
I mean, yeah, that seems fair.
I have my own process, but you gotta have a process too.
Captain, in all fairness, this one is willing to sail in the middle of an eye of a storm.
Yeah, sounds like a laugh.
Right. You know that it probably won't be a laugh and might involve death, right?
Well, yeah, sometimes they kind of, side by side and all that,
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Another one. Okay.
But wait, I didn't think this was a pirate ship, though.
It's not a pirate ship.
Oh, sorry, you're not a pirate captain.
You. How dare you?
Yeah, I didn't mean to cast aspersion and saw that.
Dare you?
Captain, you're quite a gritty drunk.
How dare you? No, not.
I guess you're more just like a smuggler with a heart of gold or something like that.
I think it is.
Have you watched the last few episodes?
I think it is fair to say that you all have a lovely night. Is that fair to say? Because we have plot to do.
I think we should play it out.
I don't.
Just one. Okay, look. Okay.
Fine. One more thing. Go ahead, Cal. One more
Captain.
thing.
12 weeks are getting longer, aren't they?
I'm gonna hand Milk something, and then I'm gonna say, Anton, I have to tell you something very important over there.
What have you handed?
Anton looks at the group and winks, as in like, oh yeah, and then walks out.
I doesn't notice.
She's gritty. Be careful, Anton.
You
handed me
a little orange like marigold like flower.
Oh, does it? Did we do this when the people died on the ship? Okay, I will take that with genuine sincerity, as far as you can tell.
Anton.
Oh. Wait, why did you get a flower?
Because she killed my squid.
But you just summoned back the squid.
It's never the same one. Well, it is the same. Well, it's a process, okay?
Anton, you are not on my crew, but you're sort of are. So therefore, I need to tell you that you did a good job.
Thank you.
You did a good job. And I need you to keep doing being sensible in your jobs, like you did today, right? We go there, and then anything you see, you go get Prosperous. You put Prosperous between you and the thing.
That's a good strategy.
That was
good advice.
Yeah, I've had my fair few fights, Captain, and believe me, once you stab a hellhound in the eye, you don't really tend to flinch.
Good. Because some of them, they want to. I used to ride with people looking for an exciting time, and that's dangerous in a whole different way. That you don't need that. So you keep being sensible, and it'll all be good. Okay.
Okay, I just want to point out Anton is like practically sober. He does not drink like everyone else. He's a sipper. He's a proper sipper. So this is exactly like that sober kind of conversation that you're having with a drunk person. You're like, oh yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Like you don't know how much to say because you're not sure how much they're going to remember the next day. You're kind of like, are we having a connection?
One more thing, okay?
He leans back a little.
Don't get too attached, okay? Because they're
He leans in
here.
and he says,
They're gone.
"Buddy, I've lost a fair share of a few people, and attachment is not a thing that I do very often."
She like slaps on your shoulder and just like shakes you a bit in a supposedly affectionate way, but it's a little bit violent. And then nods, satisfied, and staggers off and allows Chris to continue with some
The game.
The plot. Can I assume that...
I think after that, Anton's going to sleep.
Thank you. Can I assume that the rest of you have a genuinely lovely evening, couple of drinks, have a good time, no major fracas? Nate, you can find your way to relatively salubrious, not quarters per se, like it'll be shared quarters with the rest of the crew because...
With Kevin, you got to share a bed.
No, you're not sharing over Kevin. We're not doing this. Kevin also finds somewhere to squat and be sad. Milk, you were summoning Melanoa. Do you want to get back to that?
I want to finish eating this cherry sweet.
I drink like this much of my rum, so I still have a lot of my rum left.
Okay.
For later. And
portion control.
Saving. I only have one bottle.
It's a long voyage.
And I used all my money, so I can't buy any more off Cal. So
It's all real fine money, it'll be fine. Yeah, I will. As we're all heading off, I might just have a quick word with Kevin on the way down, because when did that happen? Not this, the earlier bit.
Oh, when you tried to charm Kevin to stay on board ship and it was blocked by P's aura, you also gave quite a compelling reason to stay on board ship, which Kevin listened to because you made this bed, you lie in it.
Okay, good. I will keep an eye on Kevin. I was just checking that he wasn't under the effect of a spell, because he wouldn't be at this point.
No, he's not under the effect of a charm. He just heard your advice and liked it.
Are you okay, Kev? Just wasn't really expecting to see you again. Glad that you're here. Meant everything I said.
But you told me to stay on board ship. It would be an adventure.
And it will be, and your future awaits us. But it is also quite dangerous.
I'm not gonna lie, Milk. I've had a terrible life so far. There's been some really bad moments, and then you offered a way out, and then I was told you were going to go sailing into a storm, and I thought that sounds like a terrible idea. But then you told me, you said, this will be better for you. You'll be a new person, and I don't know. It just. I listened, and I thought it might be. I mean, it can go if you think it's a bad idea. I just don't know what.
Milk will use his on-tap ability to change the way that he looks, Mask of Many Faces, to just make himself glow just subtly when he says the next sentence, which is, "You will be redeemed by what lies ahead of us. Trust me."
I mean, roll a performance check.
Of course. Do I get advantage because I'm trying to persuade him that I'm something I'm not? Which would be a thing that I have somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, the actor feat.
Oh yeah, no, wait, that might just be voices. Oh yeah, that's just when I'm trying to pretend to be somebody else. No, that doesn't count.
Just a flat roll.
20, but dirty.
Oh. Did you just... Did...
What? What are you talking about? Don't be silly, Kevin. Try and find somewhere warm to sleep. Okay, good chat. Holler if you need anything. Well, holler in 8 hours' time if you need anything. Night! And I will gently slide away.
Can I just walk up behind Milt, like tap him on the back and be like, well, he's your responsibility now.
Prosperous, it's going to be fine. Like, how hard can it be to look after a person?
Is that a genuine question?
No, I've got this. I've totally got this. Don't you think? You trust me, right? You think I can do this?
I trust you implicitly.
I mean, you'd say if you thought I was getting out of my depth, wouldn't you?
Let me know if you need any help.
I will roll an insight, if I may.
Of course, absolutely.
On Prosperous's. Oh, it's a natural 1. Thanks, P.
I trust you implicitly.
That means a lot. Okay. And I go off. G'd off by Prosperous's support.
Sorry, just to be clear, because I know that sounds sarcastic. Prosperous does trust you implicitly. Prosperous also thinks you're in over your head.
Good to know.
Well, that's good. Milk, as you head back to your quarters, are you going to try and summon Melanoe again? You were part of the way there.
Yes, I will just finish off drawing them from the space between spaces in which they dwell, egg-like, waiting to exist.
As you pull them out of the space between spaces and they appear in the world and open out, and you hear, that was different. And looking at Melanoe looks a bit different as well. Where the white pearlescence was, there's now some of the slightly mottled red.
What? Where have you been, Mel, darling?
I do not know. When I ceased to exist, it was different. It was different from last time. Something quite fiery, and it was not uncomfortable, but it was different.
You feel okay?
I feel excited about everything we are going to accomplish. It's going to be marvelous, darling.
Oh. You just sounded a little bit sexy there, Melanoe.
Oh, Did I sound different? I do not feel different.
Do you feel like you could take on anything?
I do feel a certain thriving joie de vivre ripping through me, but I could not say where it is coming from.
Did you, a squid from the nether regions of unspace, just use the word joie de vivre?
Well, it appears you are rubbing off on me.
Gosh. I will just stroke her gently and mull that over.
In your head you hear, do you like it? Thought I'd have a go at, fixing it. See how it went.
Fixing?
Just... She was nice, but she was so anodyne. I thought I'd give her a bit of oomph,
Right. I mean, be careful. She is very much her own, existential entity.
Right. You don't like it?
Well, it's not that I don't like it, Daddy. It's that it's really important that she learns, self-discovery being the journey.
I see. You don't want her torn down to her parts and then reconstituted with new concepts and ideas. You want her to learn slowly like a person. And she's not a person, she sort of is a person. It depends on how you look at the word person, really. She's a squid. But,
Yes. All of that, understood. I very much enjoyed being reconstituted from nothing by your very fair hands, as you know. But yeah, I'm curious to see who Mel might choose to become herself, you see?
I do. This is what you were talking about. This is upwards management, isn't it? This is you telling me when you think there's something positive that I could do differently, right?
Merely a suggestion. Really appreciate your input.
No, I absolutely adore when people tell me what to do. It's nice. It means you haven't got to think about it, So, yeah, thanks.
But fiddle away. Who knows? You might hit on something brilliant.
I will. I'll keep going. Why not?
Just while we're here, know anything about flying storms? Like malevolent flying storms?
What?
Malevolent, like bad weather. Do you know anything about bad weather?
I live in hell. Weather's pretty often bad all the time,
It's samey. It's definitely temperate.
The abyss is not fantastic.
Yeah, no. So wetter than that. More, no, not really your field. I'm sensing.
Not especially. What are we talking about here? Like bad bad weather, like storms? What are we talking about? I mean,
No,
you gotta give me something.
I think there's a big kind of storm lizard. There's possibly a man living in a dark cupboard. It's challenging. I'm looking for something, I don't know, to dominate, perhaps just steal for myself. I don't know. I'm just trying to work out what's going on. Thought you might.
Righto.
Anything that's caught your eye?
I mean, that's a lot in one go.
Shall I leave it? Shall I send you a note? Like, just break it down for you.
If you wanted a patron who had like knowledge and stuff, then
yeah, I love your packs. They are everything. That's good. You are all and more.
Tell you what. If there's some kind of bad weather stuff going on, I'll ask around. I'll see what Demogorgon's up to. He's always good for a laugh. It's just babble. It's so good. Anyway, I'll go have a chat with him and see if there's anything there that I can...
All right. Toodles.
Yeah, toodaloo.
Okay, I'll go to sleep. Before anything else happens.
Welcome, Chris.
Anton, as you are going to sleep, how do your visions occur?
Usually he has quite peaceful night sleeps. He doesn't really tend to dream that often. That's why his dreams, he knows, are special. But they occur like anybody else's dream. From third person, they can shift, they can change, depending on what they need to tell him.
And what kind of, is there a visual aesthetic that comes with them? Is there a certain style to them?
So the dreams are kind of like that realistic, where you know that everything is as it should be, but then sometimes when you look at a wall, it's not exactly the wall that you imagined, or that when you look at a face, it's actually changing as you talk to that person. One moment somebody is, your friend, and you're calling them by a name of someone you know, but then they change their face or they change their name, but you know that person's your friend. It's like very much like as vague or as specific as possible. It's a wonderful, mesmerizing kind of complex thing that he has complete faith in, because they make no sense. So whatever message he gets from that, he needs to stick to it.
Okay.
Whatever feelings or impressions he gets, he needs to just run with them.
Okay. As you sleep, in your mind, you don't dream of anything in particular at first. It's not like it's been a particularly dream-heavy sleep or anything like that. But as you sleep, you realize you're walking down a corridor of black, almost glass-like stone. And the corridor twists and turns as you walk down it, not stable, not secure, almost like you're walking down a ship in a storm or something similar. And as you walk down it, a skull appears out of a wall, like a wall turns, and it's just a skull. The whole wall is a skull, which doesn't make any sense, but you do see it. And the skull looks at you, and its eyes glow, and its eyes are suddenly diamonds, and the diamonds spiral at you and start twisting, mesmerizing, haunting. And the skull laughs, and as it does, you feel cold. Very, very cold. You're not quite sure why you feel so cold. It's icy cold everywhere. And as you shiver, unsure of why you're shivering, you see a pinnacle of rock, and inside you see orange figures. They're all orange, and they seem to be sort of trooping in step, stepping forward. And as they troop in step, you get this strange view of a tower inside a building looking around itself. And looking around itself, you can see all of these orange figures around, one of which is the skull, has a skull for a head. You're not quite sure. You can't quite make sense of any of it. But as you look at all of that and see it all together, you blink and you wake up, and it's early in the morning first thing.
Okay, so he's going to note down as much as I have.
Try to make it like a dream. Try to make it as close as I could.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's exactly how I think. Yeah, that's exactly how I thought it would be.
It's much more like my dreams than anyone trying to describe a dream. But yeah, that's how it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I've noted that down.
What does that? What does the dream mean, Anton? But what's the ability?
It's not an ability.
Oh, is it just a cute?
He just has weird dream visions.
Backstory.
Ever since I was a little child, I always wanted to be a precog.
Anyway, you all wake up in the morning. I don't think anyone's that much worse for wear. Like, I think for all of you, that was a relatively, a night, but not a heavy one. As you all wake up, Cal, you're woken by knocking at your door.
I will, 1 second, get up. Just open the door a small way.
Hello, Captain.
Hey, Fenric.
Morning.
I think our passengers have been hiring more chefs. By the way,
Right, I'll go ask them about it. Fine.
I was looking for you because I was looking for you, but
I'm sorry.
It was late. No, it was I think it was late.
Harlax just told me the repairs are done, so we're good to go when you are sailing straight into a storm. Most of the crew are still around. We might need a couple more. Should I just go and find a couple of deckhands?
As long as you make very clear the situation. We want to get good numbers, but there was I'm pretty sure there was a sort of bluish greenish type chap who turned up from somewhere, and a scrawny chap, and they were all going to cook eggs together or something. So could you I think we're in the clear now, but if you could make sure you ask them, some tough questions, be intimidating, they don't want to mess with you because, I
normally try and be polite and friendly, but if you want, I can go for more of a,
just a little edge of that, maybe. Yeah, just to check.
Fenric
just
is
until
in
you
no
know.
way intimidating.
No, very excited. Just until you're really sure that they're
all right. I'll do my best, Captain. As you ask. All right, and I'll go and see if I can find these two new chefs and be intimidating. That's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll be up in a bit.
Anton, as you wake up, you realise there is a small parcel on next to your bed in your room, and it may have been there the night before. You can't remember.
I'm going to pick up the package.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to just sort of root around in my bag of holding for the sending stone as well.
Mm-hmm. You root around your bag of holding, you find the sending stone with the one you picked up off Annie before she died, which is a sending stone with a symbol of the elemental plane of water, or elemental water as a symbology.
Has it attuned to me yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Just going to pop that back in the bag.
Okay.
And then open the package.
Inside.
Check for traps. Sorry.
Sure, roll an investigation check. Do you roll an investigation check? You check for traps?
No, I'm joking.
Right, can you please... No.
Is it a mimic?
You tank 2d6.
It's just a small note saying maybe these will come in handy. F, and the package of sweets that Flutter bought in the last adventure. It's all the magical ones.
Yeah. Anton's going to pop the sweets in his bag of holding and just smile to himself. And then he's going to pick out the sending stone and see if it works.
What are you trying to send? Because the sending stone is used to literally just send a sending spell.
He's just going to say, I believe this is one of your servants.
Ooh.
And then he's just going to wait for a response, see what happens.
As you send that. You wait for about 30 seconds. It's quite a long wait for a sending spell, because sending stones haven't got
just as he's about to put it away, he's like,
Yeah, you get... Annie, is that you? Where are you?
Oh. That's what it is. Anton chuckles to, he genuinely chuckles to himself. He's like, I know exactly who this is.
Who is it? don't tell me.
He's gonna go out to the deck, to the side that's not facing the dock.
Yeah.
He's gonna hold the stone. He's gonna say, "Your captain is dead. You should probably give up this life of pirating, otherwise you'll probably follow suit." Wait for a response.
Sending stones work once per day.
All right. Okay.
They did say, "Is that you? Where are you?" So I think they should have known.
Yeah.
There's no possibility for a response to that. Oh no.
No, it's fine.
Once a day.
I'll keep it on me just for proof if they turn up. He's gonna wish that he could have given them some snack, and then he's gonna put it back in his bag of holding and get back to his book reading.
Well, you've probably got a couple of jobs to do as the ship is getting ready to depart. Harlak, the quartermaster, is making sure that everything is packed and ready to go. Stefan is looking at charts and trying to work out where the storm may have gone, but Cal, you've looked at them. You're going to have to do some serious guesswork here because it's a storm. Like, it could be literally anywhere, and it appears to be moving very, very quickly. So it's going to be a bit of guesswork that has to happen here anyway. Other crew people are getting ready, just getting about their day as per usual. You don't really see Elshane because Elshane can stay below deck, but that's pretty usual. As you are making your way around deck, Nate, would you have woken up and started trying to cook something with Kevin's assistance?
Yeah, I think so.
So how do you do this cooking thing then? I'm not brilliant at it, I have to be honest.
Well, to be honest, there's this other spell I know.
Oh.
I cast Unseen Servant as a ritual, so it takes me like 10 minutes, but I sit there and then obviously Kevin sees nothing.
How do you cast spells? Like, do you have like a certain style to your spellcast, or is it just a mishmash of different random things you've learned because you have like 4 character classes?
Yeah, it's like everyone seems to be a bit different. This ritual one, it's mostly just me sitting staring at a frying pan for 10 minutes.
Kevin just watches you for 10 minutes, just like...
So Nate hops up on the like counter across from the cooker and just like stares at the pan cross-legged on the counter for 10 minutes, and then suddenly out of nowhere the frying pan moves off and the cooker bursts into life and things start moving. And yeah, so like it's a whole big mix of, because I've got like 9 cantrips. Yeah, it's a mix of Mage Hand, Shape Water, Control Flames, and yeah, so I have Prestidigitation to clean up some of the stuff. And yeah, like...
You sawed in the stone the kitchen. Just it starts cooking a hot wow.
Nice.
And we said 4 classes and multi-class was crazy, but no, that's a good reason. I can see it. Yeah, good. Right, you start cooking an elaborate meal. That sounds great. As you get on with the elaborate cooking of the meal, Kevin's just going to watch it all. What should I do?
I mean, I tend to just sort of sit here and it all just sort of happens.
Oh,
like.
Well, should I?
I'll be honest. This unseen servant thing, like, I've used that thing a lot now. I think it must be learning or something because I think it's a better cook than I am.
So what do we do?
Just sort of like pretend like you're busy, I guess. Try and look busy. Like, why don't you get that broom over there and maybe just have a sweep up?
Kevin rolls a natural 20 in looking busy. In the corner with the broom, just doing a little bit of sweep, Fenric walks into the kitchen. Hello. I'm Fenric. I'm the first mate. You two have hired onto the crew, I hear.
Well, yeah. I mean, hired is maybe a bit of a strong word, but I think the captain said something about interviews. He was pretty drunk though.
Yes, I need to do the interview. Yes, hang on, it needs to be intimidating.
Right, yeah.
Who do you work for?
Well, nobody right now. That's why I'm getting a job interview.
And you want to work here?
I mean, yeah. Seems like an alright kind of ship.
And hang on, are you doing all of this?
Well, yeah.
Brilliant. Well,
Well, I thought I'd just
Yeah.
as I take the initiative kind of thing, for the interview. I thought I'd cook everybody breakfast. Well, me and Kev here,
Looks at Kevin. Kevin's clearly a major part of this. That's
Well,
brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Sorry, I'm supposed to be intimidating, and doesn't come naturally to me. So,
Oh right. Yeah.
Good. Make sure you do a good job.
Yeah, we
Good.
will.
I'm glad. Thank you.
No problem.
You seem lovely, as do you, Kevin. Welcome aboard, both of you. Lovely to have you both as part of the crew, and I think you'll fit in here quite well. And Fenrir just turns around.
Thanks, pal.
Walks off.
That really explains how the 7 crew members got on board.
Fenrir has a heart of gold and is a bit of a pushover.
Oh, he's lovely.
Yeah. I presume, therefore, that you're all ready to set sail?
Yeah, I would have ritual cast water breathing, as I do every morning, just for the first 9 people who come.
Who are the first 9 people who come for ritual casted water breathing?
Last
Nate doesn't
time
need to.
okay.
Nate is amphibious.
That's cool.
Milk would not, because Milk is never on time.
I get up really early, so I probably am there because I go and check out make sure that the sun has risen every day, just to be certain. It's really. Look, when you've lived through the sun not rising, it's really important to check.
Sorry, that does make a lot more
PTSD.
sense now. Otherwise, it's just every day. Oh, thank God, it's still there.
It's just like, oh look, there it is.
Because
Great,
you spent a
boss.
lot of time in the Icewind Dale that is in perpetual night at the moment. Yes,
Correct,
it's perfectly
yes.
fair.
Cast it on Kevin. And Fanric and Harlock and Stefan and Elshane. Thanks. And some crew members, thanks. And possibly.
Yeah, sounds good.
If I know this is a thing that you're doing, I will just go and fetch Kevin.
Yes.
On the sly and be like, don't mention this to Milk.
Hey, where are you going with my assistant? He's a vital part of this operation,
Anton casts water breathing on. Well, only so many people every day. I guess it's a specific number. You're welcome to join. It's just the first people who stand outside
good,
his
thanks.
room.
I got my gills,
Oh yeah, you're sorted.
All right.
I just want to be ready in case I have to jump off the ship and fight a Titan. So.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, can I go and get water breathing cast on me, Chef?
Yeah. Sorry, Kev. Yeah, on you go. That's a good idea.
I will. Thank you. Cool. Kevin has water breathing. Prosperous, do you have water breathing as well?
Yes, please. I want to be prepared in case I have to jump off the ship and fight a Titan.
Lasts for 8 hours.
I like the idea that he has to use water as a component and he's just throwing water in everybody's face.
There you go. Power of Christ compels you.
You will be just like the mage Jesus who walks from the water.
This isn't quite what I was expecting. Do you not give snacks out?
No, but please.
So, water breathing is cast on a few people. Anything else anyone would like to do before the ship sets sail?
No, good to go.
I'd like to talk to the captain.
Cal, what are you doing?
I guess I'll steer the ship. Probably steer my own ship.
You don't have to. You're not drunk anymore, Cal.
Severely hungover.
No, she'll go to the wheel, checking in with Stefan, as ready to.
So I've gone through all the charts, and I think I've got a pretty good idea of where we could head. But honestly, Captain, we're looking for a storm. It could be anywhere in the miles and miles and miles of ocean.
It'll find us.
That's not disconcerting at all. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay, I'll trust you. I'll trust your judgment, Captain. I trust you. I have faith in you. Huh.
She walks away. Goes over to the wheel with the missing spoke and just feels the jagged edge of the wood on the inside of the wheel where it's missing. Oh.
Anton turns up.
Anton, are you going to turn up? Or?
Yeah, sorry. I was just making sure that everything is sorted out. Captain, I've been messing around with my spell book this morning, and I've got a few spells that I feel might be able to help us. Now, I can locate an object, so this might be useful.
Right.
That's familiar to us. Now, I've envisioned a few things whilst talking to this Leviathan, so I can either try and find its cage or try and find the city itself. I feel like that might be a bit of a stretch as the spell looks for objects rather than anything, but the engine that runs it would be something very specific that I could try and locate. That is a specific object that runs the city. I can also try, once we get close to the storm, attempt to get rid of it.
Attempt to get rid of it.
Get rid of the entire storm.
It might be hard, and I might be pushing a stretch, so don't expect anything. I'm just letting you know.
Are you going to try and dispel magic the elemental storm?
It's a magic storm.
May, okay. Okay.
That was my first thought when you said there's a magic storm coming towards you was, I dispel magic. That's why I asked, I can't change my spells, can I? And you went, no.
Interesting.
I wish you'd said that because I have Dispel Magic always prepped. It's one of my paladin spells. Always have it. 3rd level slot.
I love this. We're going to have done all the
How high level can you push it up to?
I only have 3rd level spells.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see, because I'm gonna bump it up so that we've got a higher chance.
These are very good plans being made. I approve of this very much. Players with plans. What happened? Cool.
You're welcome, party.
Prosperous
I'm impressed.
is impersonating Titanic on the front of the ship.
By yourself?
Yes, by myself.
Tragic.
The famous play, Titanic.
Which one are you being?
I think I'm imagining someone holding me. So, Kate.
Okay. Then it's Jack. Don't let go, Jack. Jack, I'm flying. Jack, I'm flying, Jack. That's you.
I love how you just lifted a mug that just said pot.
Correct.
That's what they all say.
Right, good. So Prosperous is being the figurehead. That's not odd.
I'm having a great time.
Anton has told Cal what Anton is planning. Milk, are you up yet?
Eventually, I think I will turn up once I feel the ship is moving and it feels weird. I will come upstairs, dressed this morning as a little sailor boy, I think, just on the cusp of inappropriate. The right side of that line, of course. Just be like, morning all!
The shorts is too short, is it?
Yeah, but they're magic, so they don't chafe, which is comforting.
Look, Milk, the sun has risen!
Yes! Good! Wow. That's a lot of PTSD in that one. Must get Prosperous a therapist or something. Or a light bulb.
Who's looking after who? That's the real question.
Right. Captain, is there a plan?
Yeah. There is.
Are you not looking at the outfit? What is this?
It's very distracting. I'm trying to think better when I'm not looking at sailor shorts. I don't know. Whatever this is.
Look at Red's butt cheeks.
Not Red's butt cheeks, Milk's butt cheeks.
Sorry, yeah.
No one.
Freudian slip, I guess. I don't know.
We got a couple options. Anton is gonna try and cast a locating spell on potentially something in the city that we think is in the storm.
Anton whispers Mithlar, like into, like when somebody's trying to talk and somebody's like,
I don't know what that means.
It's a magical engine that runs the city. It's called a Mithlar.
I'm sure you can tell Milk all about it later. If that doesn't work, the backup option is we point in a direction, start sailing, and hope the storm that was out to get us is out to get us again.
And is our intention to get into the storm? Is that...
Such good questions that you have.
Sure. I mean, I don't want to pressure you this early in the morning, early afternoon, but
Right. I feel like my intention is to point the ship at the storm, go into the storm, try not to die. At that point, is maybe that's enough, and maybe then we can just leave straight away, and it'll be fine.
right. But we are waiting on you for that further instruction. That's if I have the picture correct. Yeah.
There may be further things we need to do after the initial not dying. There may be further not dying.
Well, this, and I take in the whole of the ocean, is a fine place to die. So here's to that. And I will wander off towards the front of the ship.
Did you just chase me with a bottle of stolen rum?
No, this is morning. This is coffee.
Oh, you were going to say it was morning rum.
Well, as the blue bottle sails off towards the horizon looking for a magical storm, Nate, what's for breakfast? Is it
I don't know. Whatever Kev has managed to produce out of the cupboards.
Ghoul's ingredients were a lot of pickled newts and strange very strange ingredients.
Tongue of bat.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be pretty weird then. A lot of fried things. Some of it
fried newts.
There's a lot of fried things,
like bat wings, bat wing sandwich.
Bat wing sandwich.
Ooh, sounds great.
Chickens of the cave.
And as people start arriving to eat this food, there's a whole big table full of food, and as people are starting to eat it, they have to just wait while I'm ritual casting purified food and on it.
Good. I love someone who trusts their own cooking.
Right, well, as you all munch down on fried batwing sandwiches, couldn't be more Liverpudlian if it tried, that's where we'll pick up after our break. Join us for the second half, where maybe they'll let more plot happen. I promise. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, thanks everyone.
We promise not to.
Nothing.
See you in a bit. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sea of Swords Forsaken. So, the crew of the Blue Bottle on the search for an elemental storm, setting off into the Sea of Swords, trying to track down a very fast-moving elemental storm that may be trying to track you down as well.
I mean, that would be very plot convenient.
It would be, wouldn't it?
I refrained from saying to Cal that, obviously it would be very convenient if the storm came to us.
Did Shantae say something like that, though?
Yeah, no, Shantae did say that, but...
Ooh.
Right, let's have a montage of a week. So, over the course of the next week, the Blue Bottle will be travelling through the Sea of Swords, not making dock anywhere. I mean, there aren't a huge number of islands around anyway at this point, but just heading generally eastwards, northeastwards, trying to find any hint of some kind of elemental storm or anything like that. As ship is travelling for 7 days, I'm going to presume that Anton casts water breathing on the same people every morning. I'm going to presume that Nate cooks every morning and remembers to purify food and water every morning. Good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do that might take slightly longer or would want to do during that 7 days of travel, just to get the ball rolling? Yes, please.
Can I find a spare shield and some rope?
You could certainly find some rope.
No,
Cal,
I need a shield.
Cal, would there be any sort of shields lying around?
Not like a shield.
Would there be some
similar
cargo in the hold that's there from a couple of years ago, like a random?
The side
I feel
of
like
the
maybe
box?
maybe like a piece of like a sheet of metal that was got sort of left over from something.
Sure.
I presume would maybe work for what you might have planned.
I mean, what do you want to do, Prosperous?
When we pick up a bit of speed, I want to try and water ski on a shield off the back of the boat.
Okay, number one, technically that's waterboarding, and number two, Cal.
No. That's what they do in Guantanamo Bay.
Oh.
That's completely different.
Well, this is where English not being my first language really comes in. Good, right. Cal, what is the top speed of the ship?
Oh no! They're asking me shit questions. Panic!
You're the captain of the ship. You should know these things.
It's fine. I know these things.
It needs to be going at top speed. Just like
it's 5 miles an hour.
Okay, at 5 miles an hour, you never pick up enough speed to water ski off the back of the ship. Prosperous, if you
5 miles an hour.
Yes. So it's a Renaissance sailing boat. I mean,
if we're sailing with the wind, it's 60 foot around.
That's quite fast.
60 foot around, it means it's travelling 10 feet every second, which is relatively fast, but not fast enough to water ski.
Does anyone have anything that will make this ship faster?
Somebody cast haste.
We have haste on the ship?
No. It's an inanimate object.
If I can't water ski behind
Yes.
the boat,
Then
I'll
what's the
basically
point?
just be being dragged and being wet because this still sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, for one of the days, Prosperous spends half the day being dragged behind the ship with holding onto a bit of metal. It doesn't look gamely or pleasant at all, but Prosperous
You
is
can
having a
keep
good
your
time.
mouth open as
If
well.
we make it
Water
wood,
breathing.
if we make it wood instead of metal, then it won't sink, and then you're just on a ride and you don't need to maintain speed to stay up,
I mean,
right?
that would all be very fair, but Prosperous, you're wearing full plate armor.
My plate armor is not heavy.
Your sword is an anime.
I'm not taking the sword with me.
Take it, leave everything
Yeah,
behind.
that would be crazy.
A really big floaty piece of wood.
What? Hang on. I'm wearing...
Just to check, G, you are aware of how big Prosperous's sword is, right? Has this been discussed with you?
It comes up to...
Yeah. I've watched some of the previous stuff.
Oh, good.
I'm not
It's in the
taking the
character arts.
sword off the back of the ship. I might drop it. That would be nonsense.
that, yeah,
However, the plate armor is mithril plate, and it takes 3 hours. Not quite, but it takes a long time to get in and out of it. So I'm not taking the damn thing off. It's not heavy.
It's still metal armor. Now, it's mithril, so it's lighter than usual. It's still metal armor. Plate armor.
No, the whole point of it is that it's light. It's the same as leather armor, but it's just plate.
Cool. Leather. Okay. You can.
Do we have a little rowboat that they could just sit in, that Prosperous could just sit in and go for a ride.
Prosperous, I'm going to say that you're welcome to luge this boat and be behind it on a bit of wood, being dragged around like a banana boat, but nowhere near as fun for a bit, if that's what you want. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds... also, I have no idea what a banana boat is, so this sounds like fun to me.
That sounds like super fun.
Cool, that happens. Anyone else?
No.
Art. I require art. Anyone else? Red. Milk.
I have art. Remind me, Shamini, if you would, quiz my eyes, the length of the ship be...
This chicken's about my own damn
I know, it's so cruel.
I can't believe this. Its length,
Yeah,
which I know well.
specifically.
Wait a sec. 5, 10, 20.
Wow.
100 feet?
Riveting.
100 feet. 100 feet.
100
feet.
Okay, I am going to, during a quiet 24 hours, Milk is just he's trying to get into his kind of demonic heritage thing. So he's going to find a spot in the middle of the ship on the deck and just sit down cross-legged with Malinaway around his shoulders and just sort of light a little circle of fire around himself and just sit there for a full 24 hours, not listening to any of you. While he slowly
Of the deck.
desecrates the ship. I guess is the word.
Some more bubbling sounds come out from...
I'm infusing it with power.
I heard one.
I can't make it holy, I can only make it unholy. But it's going to do its thing. It's going to be fun.
yourself on the deck.
Just gently loose my bowels.
Just rubbing it into the
For
deck.
24 hours, just slowly.
That's not canon. Don't listen to him.
What does unhallowing do to the ship?
It does two things. The first thing is that after it's done, it's a 120-foot big sphere. Celestials, elementals might be the one on the list here. Fays and fiends and undead are not allowed to enter the area, nor do anything to us who are inside it. More specifics if you need them. Secondly, and I'll ask the captain here, we can then do something else that's cool.
That's so cool.
And rules check with the noble leader, who is Chris. Creatures of a type, such as orcs or trolls. I don't know how specific that is from finding something that relates to what we want to talk about. But the things that we can do are make it so that none of us can be afraid while we're here. We can make it fully dark by casting darkness permanently around the ship, which would be fun if challenging. Or we can make it so it's always daylight, which is less fun, but perhaps more useful. We can protect ourselves from a particular kind of damage, if you could name one, or from or we can make other creatures in here really vulnerable to that damage. Captain, we can make it so that dead bodies can't be interred in the area. We can make it so people can't teleport in or out, or we can make it so that a certain kind of creature is frightened while it's here. What do you fancy? Or we can make you cast tongues. That's the other one. Or something else that we have to ask the DM for.
So your first thing will mean that them elementals can't board.
That's exactly what that one
That's
means.
already, that's
Done. You get that for free, honey. That's just, that's yours. That's the speedboat. You can just take that home with you. But
that's incredible.
But if you want to double up, then new options.
Please don't make it dark all the time, then I won't be able to see the sun.
What was the last one that the DM has to approve? That's what I want to know.
So it can be anything that we think of that might be useful. And the parameters are... it can either apply to all creatures in the field or to creatures that we designate either to apply to them or not, such as they worship a specific deity or leader, creatures of a specific sort, such as orcs or trolls.
Could we protect the ship and its crew from the physical damage from the storm if the elementals can't get on?
So the only kind of damage we're not allowed to protect against is bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing.
Dang.
But I mean,
it might be a good idea to protect. It might be a good idea to protect from the Leviathan's influence.
Yes, I mean,
that's a specific
I don't really
entity.
sure if there is.
Well, we could designate them as the targets. Anyone who follows a particular leader or deity would be the Leviathan. And then, I mean, I'm partial to a little bit of fire damage myself, so we could make them all vulnerable to fire damage. But, just feeling out the room.
Or to radiant.
Or radiant. Is there a collective brand of annihilation that we particularly favour?
Chromatic orb doesn't do radiant, does it?
No.
Then probably fire if we could.
I don't have fire.
You know, Searing Smite.
I'm not using Searing Smite. It's 1d6. Don't be ridiculous.
Well, now it's 2d6. Just to check with everyone about this is obviously a big thing that would impact the entire ship, so I want to make sure everyone is A, on board, and B, a shared agreed thing is more than fine, but you'd have to all agree it together.
There was no lightning last time, was there?
No.
No one got hurt by lightning.
There was fire, there was water.
Yeah, but those were elementals.
So we could put an effect on any creature that follows the Leviathan that's on board. For example, the suggestion here is affected creatures are frightened while in the area.
I mean, that's pretty good, because then mechanically we'd have advantage on attacks against them, which is
and they couldn't get on board as well.
So any that we do find their way would be screwed.
And we think that this, in your seeing of brains, like the Leviathan seemed to have something to do with this city.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
Both. We don't quite know what.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be there. That might be what we're going towards.
In a cupboard, yes.
Nate, any particular input? You've been very quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I can do a bit of fire, I suppose, but yeah, if they're frightened of us, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So we're saying that the ship itself, celestials, elementals, what else?
Celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, and undead.
This is some tasty stuff.
Right. Well, to be clear, so they can't enter, but for the second effect, when they attempt to, when a creature would be affected, enters this first spell, then for the second effect, they get to make a charisma save.
Okay, so it's charisma saves for followers of the Leviathan, very a general term, but I understand what you mean by that. Followers of the Leviathan, if they enter that space, make a charisma save, or they're frightened.
Yes.
Wow.
Unless they're elementals, in which case they can't come in the first place.
Yeah. Okay, that's
amazing.
This is huge.
That's fascinating.
We messed up the plot.
No, not at all. No, it's no, I can work with it.
No, take your plans, put them in the bin, son.
Nobody can leave the ship. Whatever happens, stay on the ship.
I'm going to kill Anton. So, Milk, obviously you are unhallowing the ship. Now, what kind of physical, visible effect would this have on the blue bottle?
I think it should be a flame, as in en flambe. Just the whole thing looks like the
ship is on fire.
For 24 hours or permanently?
Permanently. Just like a visual effect, just from the SFX budget, right? Just the flaming ship, the blue bottle. It will terrify people.
That's cool. That is so cool.
Can that happen while I'm being dragged behind it, please?
Sometimes, as a DM, you regret your decisions. What colour is the flame?
Pink.
Great. Flaming pink.
No, I think just normal flames.
Pink blue bottle.
Flaming pink blue bottle.
I think normal flames, because the fact of being able to do genuine terror might be quite useful at some point.
Yes, I agree. So the ship is now visually, but not in any way affecting any of you. Just a slow lick of flame is constantly over the entire ship. And the crew do sort of, as this starts up, and look around themselves confusedly and look to Cal for some kind of... and Milk's in the middle of this, just like drawing flames from beneath.
This is the good kind of ship being on fire, I think.
Well, yeah, we're not on fire, and it's not like hot or anything. So I think it's just like a light show,
Fanric, just can you make sure everyone's okay with the.
Yes,
everything
I'll
that's slightly on
go
fire.
and check in with the rest of the crew. Captain, far be it from me to second guess your judgment, but sailing into an elemental storm while the ship is on fire, the crew could probably do with some reassuring, maybe a speech.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, sure. Well, I'll tell them about it's a good fight. I'll, no problem.
All right.
Gather whoever's not vitally needed right now.
Everyone gathers on deck who's not vitally needed right now.
Right, so the ship's on fire.
Not really, though.
But I've been assured this fire's a goddamn boon. Milk, who you know, says that this magic effect could do us some real good. If you stay on this ship, you will be safe from, you will be safer from them elemental whatsits what came on before. Those of you who were here will remember they weren't much fun. Hopefully, this will keep them off. We don't know what we're gonna find in there, but we got some pretty powerful people got our backs, looking out for this ship. Okay, get back to work.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage. Good speech.
Thanks, Chris. Was it though?
Yeah,
it was.
It's lovely speech. Great.
Yeah.
What did you say? Persuasion.
Yes, please.
Oh, phew. That is, I believe, yes, 19.
The crew are largely reassured by your speech, and there's and a couple of them give you a clap on the back. Milk is kind of nice one. Like they're like, yeah, that's okay. Kevin does sort of walk past you and say, "This is really something."
That's the beginning, Kev. You're enjoying your new job?
Yeah, it's great. I don't really do anything. I mean, I'm really important.
That's how it is. The less you do, the more important you are. Lesson number 1 in Milk's School of Life.
Yeah. It's good.
Good lad.
How old is Kevin?
Oh, 25.
Oh, right. Oh, so he's Anton's age.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He's just not had very much life experience.
Kevin was like a fully grown man. It's literally, this is the first time he's ever done anything.
Kevin used to be in a Kraken cult. Kevin's got some history.
Yeah, probably why him and Anton got on so well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Susceptible to cults.
Any more for any more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the locate object spell work on the Mythala that runs the city?
Do you cast locate object on the Mythala? I mean, on a Mythala. Like a Mythala. Mythalars are not unique. For those who don't know, a Mythalar is a special kind of magical artifact that Anton, as a researcher of Netheril, would know. They are the central magical hearts of Netherese cities. They allow them to fly. They allow them to control weather around themselves. That sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just assuming because it's only 1,000 feet, so.
There wouldn't be.
Yeah, I was like, it was like hoping for it more than anything.
You're welcome to cast like a object on a Mythalar, and if one comes within 1,000 feet, I'll tell you.
I think it's.
How long
yeah.
does it last? Does it like keep running?
For 10. I think it's like for 10 minutes.
It's also within 1,000 feet, and you're on open water where you can see roughly.
So that's
3
like 10
miles.
ships ahead of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's. Clown.
Yeah, you said. Yeah, it says you sense the direction of the object's location as long as the object is within 1,000 feet.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, save your spell slot, buddy. There's no need.
I will. I will.
We can see.
Maybe another day I might switch a spell slot and try find creature instead.
Ooh.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, G, go ahead.
Well, if I can locate plants or animals.
Wizard off.
What? Yeah, what's that range?
5 miles.
Brilliant. Because this is 1,000 feet again.
Thanks, Anton. So, Nate.
There are no plants. We saw no plants and no animals.
Now, what
the
plants and
Leviathan is
animals are... No, plants and animals are very specific in D&D terms. They are either a certain kind of plant or a plant monster, or a certain kind of animal or a beast monster. So, Nate, what are you looking for specifically?
I think I'm...
Could we not tell him?
Anton, like, what exactly are we looking for out here? Like, I know we're looking for a big storm, but...
It's called a Leviathan, which is also a elemental creature of water.
Right. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Nate, as a Triton from the elemental plane of water, knows what a Leviathan is.
Roll me a history check.
Ooh.
With advantage,
Wait,
because
Leviathan,
you are...
Can I just check? A Leviathan isn't itself an elemental water creature. It's just that Anton is saying that it's both. That this one is both. Is that? Have I understood that correctly?
The Leviathan, there is only one, is... Yeah, if it was around on the material plane, you'd all know, and it would suck for everyone.
Or
maybe
smash
then the best thing to
Maybe
look
not in
for would
storm,
be
then.
another elemental, because the closest elemental would probably be part of the storm which created them in the first place.
Right.
I mean, conjecture, but sure.
I mean, but nobody has anything that can sense elementals, do they?
No, this is a moot point.
Nate does.
Nate can locate animals and plants.
So animals aren't... Oh, right, beasts. Right.
Are you looking for... Nate, what did you roll on your history check?
21.
Ooh. When Anton mentions you're looking for the Leviathan, there's a moment of like genuine pit of the stomach, like, ooh, that shouldn't be here. You also are... Yeah, go on.
Sorry. No, I wasn't going to say anything of actual import.
You are also aware the Leviathan, as an ancient elemental evil, if it is here, it would attract sea creatures. Sea creatures are drawn to it and wish to fight with it and for it because it is literally the embodiment of their animalistic rage.
Okay.
So seagulls. Find seagulls.
Yep.
Wherever they nest.
Looking for your chips.
Aberdeen.
No food will be safe.
Let's sail for Aberdeen, Captain.
Not Hal on the ship.
So I only learn the distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind. I don't like sense all of them around.
Okay.
Okay.
So with what do I think with my roll of 21? What do I think would be the most likely creature to be attracted to the Leviathan, but there's not a lot of them around?
Good intersection.
Giant squid.
Giant squid is not a bad
Not a lot
call.
of them.
A kraken would be a good one, but they just killed one of those. Apparently.
Not a lot of them up here. Although
We've
maybe
been
the closest one will be below you.
Told that there will not be a kraken, much to my dismay.
Yep. No krakens here.
So, okay, yeah, giant squid.
Yeah.
Giant
I'm
squid.
going to go for that.
Within 5 miles.
Yes.
Cool. Rolling a D100.
I don't know how far down they are.
D100.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm getting a sense. Okay, a D20 roll. There's a 1 in. There's a
20?
5. Yeah, there's a 1 in 20. It's a 5% chance. Matt. There's a 5% chance that you get something. This is the chance of this hitting the thing that Nate wants is too high for 5% to be a fair reflection. So I'm rolling a D100, and you might be very, very lucky.
Okay.
So is it 1 in 100?
Yeah, you are not very, very lucky. Nate, you find you ping out for a giant squid, and you don't sense any in the vicinity.
Well, there's no giant squid around, so I mean that doesn't necessarily tell us anything for sure. But
we appreciate the help. That's the main thing.
Good to know. I mean, yeah, damned things. Thank God there's none around.
I have one more idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would there be a way of trying to map somebody who is a person who can do maps and travel would usually know how to tell what the weather's like.
You have a quartermaster, Stefan, who is doing that. Yes.
And he can usually predict the weather.
They can.
Sorry, they.
They can generally predict the weather, but they struggled with the storm because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it doesn't part of the natural weather patterns.
Nate uses Druidcraft and holds out his hand, and a little prediction of what the weather will be like in this spot in 24 hours appears above my hand.
Oh, wait, just only in 24 hours, so in exactly 24 hours, not like...
I think it's only the next 24 hours.
Yeah, for the next 24 hours.
This isn't a natural weather pattern. It would not be affected by this. You just get clear skies. Like, you're not going to get clear skies and suddenly blip storm.
It's probably going to be nice here, but I mean, if it's a magical storm, then that's kind of difficult to predict, you know.
What I'm getting at is I want to give the quartermaster one of my high portent rolls to try and track this storm.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, you do get new portent dice every day, so your portent dice you've rolled, then there would be more. I will let you give Stefan a relatively high portent dice once. I think if we overdo
I've
this...
got a 19 right here.
Okay, that's fine by me. Can you re-roll your portent dice for the day that is the end of the montage?
Will do.
Thank you. Stefan with a 19 plus Stefan's modifier.
Ooh, sorry, I just rolled 2 19s.
Oh, that's some really good portent dice. That's nice. Stefan does start tracking the storm down, so there will be some movement towards trying to track that storm down. I mean, Stefan's already doing that work. It's just now made it a bit easier for them, but we'll come back to that.
I knew that, is what Anton says. I knew that you'd know that.
Hang on, you knew that I... Oh, you knew that I did. That's nice. Thank you. Glad that you knew that I knew that I did.
It just occurs to me that Cal will at some point go to Nate, because I don't know, I did meet them, but I think I was drunk at the time. It doesn't count.
Yes.
Be like, you're the new cook.
Chef, yeah.
Chef. You spoke to Vanric?
Oh yeah, he's a nice bloke, that.
He asked you, if you mean us any harm and all that.
I mean, yeah, sort of. Yeah. He was very intimidating.
Good. Oh. Well, just wanted to check. Last the hire went south pretty quickly, so good to have you on board anyway.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me. Chris, can I ask, with the spell Alarm, can you just do as many as you like, effectively? Because it doesn't say that casting it once cancels out previous ones or anything.
If you cast Alarm, it's ritual casting, so if you take the time, you could alarm a huge area, but it only lasts a certain amount of time.
All right.
It only lasts 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, it's 8 hours, yes. Yeah, okay, cool. Never mind then.
Oh, good. Right, Cal. Are you using your telescope to try and track down the storm?
Oh, that's such a good idea. Oh my gosh. I should 100% do that. Wow, yeah, I'm smart. I'm a smart captain. Yes, please, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Roll me that perception check with advantage.
Okay, thank you, Chris. There you go. Yeah, very high perception. Oh no, that was bad. I can do better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 26.
26.
Yes.
This telescope shows you where you want to go and shows you the best route, but at this point, it can't find random things. So you are trying to look for this storm, but your telescope is not really giving you specific directions to go toward. This is where the storm will be. But you are trying to use it for that purpose and struggling with that. However, you do notice something else as you are scanning the horizon. Yep, like that. A couple of times, you think you see another ship.
But is it on flame?
There's once.
I totally forgot about that, yeah.
There's once on the, after a couple of days of being out, where you think you see one. And then about once a day, you think you see a ship, just sometimes to port, sometimes to starboard, mostly behind you. but you keep thinking you just on the corner of out of the corner of your eye see a ship before it vanishes and you get a chance to look, just keeping over the edge of the horizon. Anton, over the course of these 7 days, your sending stone will occasionally come back with a message of, Annie, where are you? What's going on? Do you ever respond?
Yeah, I'm going to say, going to what? The
roll a performance check? A deception.
I don't think he's trying to.
Okay, roll a deception check.
Genuinely, he's having fun with this. Like every time they message, he would say like a different location. He'd just be like, "I'm in Waterdeep." Oh, just back in Uthero.
Gone to shot. Right, cool. Can you roll me a? Are you trying to roll deception? Are you trying to deceive, or is it just taking the piss?
I think he's straight up. I mean, I think maybe one time he might try and do a little Annie accent. So I'll roll a performance if you want.
Sure.
If he's sort of like, I am going to Waterdeep. So just
tragic.
My impression of Anton did
just awful.
Wow.
Sad.
Yeah, so that's a 2 minus 1, so that's a 1.
The message stopped coming.
Every day he sends a message going like something different. He keeps sending them.
I've written a poem.
Okay. On the 7th, 8th day of travel, Cal, looking through your telescope once more, on the horizon, you do see a flash of purplish lightning, unmistakable. And as you're looking over the horizon, you do see this magical storm. You've seen it before. It's large, as described, and swirling through the sea at an angle from you. And as the blue bottle moves towards it, you can literally see it do a sharp turn and move straight towards the ship. What do you do?
All right,
it's miles
everyone.
away still, but yes.
Let's get ready for some action here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what kind of action, but it's gonna be action.
Okay.
Make sure everyone's alerted.
Cool.
We get red alert,
You see the ship? The other ship, obviously.
Are you looking for the other ship?
Well, I will if the captain gets hollering in my ear about it.
And I will have said about certainly after the second or third time, I think there's someone following us. Maybe
Cool.
them pirates.
Is anyone else using a telescope?
I don't have one.
Okay, if you're looking with the naked eye, you can roll me a perception check with disadvantage to try and find a ship that's following you.
I will. Can I look with red?
Yeah,
With
okay.
milk. Sorry.
You can look with red.
With red.
Is it pointed out to us by Captain Cal at any point?
It's not there long enough to point out. There's a glimpse. There has been at times a glimpse.
Yeah, if it's not
Hiding
mentioned,
well enough.
yeah,
I would have
Anton's
mentioned it,
not
but you
looking for it.
wouldn't be able to see it.
If you've mentioned it, he's
I will
definitely
mention
gonna.
it.
Oh, he's like, oh, I know exactly what that is. He's gonna. Oh well, I'll let. Yeah, I'll turn to the guys and I'll be like, oh, this is their key towards Annie, and he does that. He says the shill Annie.
I remember.
This is their communication device. I've been, for lack of a better word, fucking with them.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just flat out tell them that she's dead?
No, carry on. Surely, see if you can really piss them off.
No, I mean at any sort of point. Sorry.
Oh, rather.
The ship that's following us then.
Oh.
Yeah. Presumably, I'm making an educated guess.
I see.
Right.
Pissing them off. Can we just tell them
Did you
to
roll with
piss
advantage?
off?
No.
I haven't rolled. This happened.
You don't roll with advantage. You roll a flat roll.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I will stand beside Milk
Will you
and
do
be
it too?
staring at the.
No, if you both
staring
do
at
it, it's
the
both with
horizon.
disadvantage because no telescope.
Can
Rather than
help, though?
helping.
Yeah, so it's a flat roll.
Yes, I'm helping Milk. I
That's
don't want to
how-
roll.
Milk didn't understand. And he rolls an 8 anyway, so.
You see no sign of any kind of pirate ship. Cal, are you looking through your telescope behind you now that you can see the storm ahead of you? Are you worried about this?
I mean, I'm worried that they're both gonna turn up at the same time and pincer movement us.
Okay, roll me use your telescope, quickly circle around and look for this ship, this other ship.
Okay. That is a 27.
Yeah, as you turn around, it is coming towards you. You can see it. It is now moving towards you. It's moving faster than your ship in a way that implies some kind of magical force. It is moving very, very quickly and driving towards you. It will probably reach you about the same time that the storm does.
Oh, isn't that always the way?
Can we speed up at all? Can we get to the storm before it can reach us, or like this is us going flat out and it's going to reach us?
Couple of questions. Is anyone like to use a spell to try and speed the blue bottle up?
Have you announced at all that we need to speed up?
If I was a gargantuan creature with a 60-foot water speed, would that be enough to pull?
The ship is gargantuan.
So would I be.
I have an idea, which means we won't have to speed up at all.
Okay.
What is it?
Milk, you do voices, right?
Name one. I do Sean Connery brilliantly.
Go on. Do you remember Annie Long John Silver?
No, I do. Do you remember Annie? Oh, no, I do. Is that Annie? No.
Yeah, close enough.
I'm not a shill. Not a shill at all.
There was slightly more edge to the Devon in
slightly
that
more
one.
in there. Oh, I see. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, no, you can get in that.
Oh my
If you do that voice to this sending stone while I activate it, does that work? Or will Milk have to attune?
Technically, Milk would have to attune to it.
Also, don't you think they noticed by now when you kept messing with them in your own voice?
You know what? I could just tell them. I could try and. That was my only way out of this, is that we could genuinely get Annie's voice to tell them to piss off. But I'm much happier with telling them that if they follow us into this storm, I'll happily destroy their entire ship.
Right.
Tonally, that's quite a shift there, Anton.
Well, it's kind of like I've learned that ultimatums are very good ways of deterring people from things. You kind of lay out the ground rules.
Okay.
And if you say you either surrender or you fall, they tend to pick either one.
Okay, so option one is harsh words. Any other options people have got?
I can't make us go any faster, but I can throw javelins at that ship as they come at us. Would that help?
That would definitely help.
I can get us some wind going, if that would help.
That would.
Yeah.
Is that more of that bubbling? We've had enough of that.
We may well have to deal with both of these things come time, but it may well also be that if we go into that storm, they won't follow. I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, we know that they were picking off ships after the storm, weren't they? So they were using it to help destroy ships. They're probably waiting to see whether we get destroyed by the storm as well. Which we're not going to be, because we're totally awesome and indestructible, and
They also might worship the storm,
Also, if I manage to dispel the storm, that'll be a problem too. And they do worship this. They do have some sort of connection with the Leviathan.
If you manage to do that, a lot of our problems.
If you can dispel the storm.
Have you considered that this plan requires you to be in about 6 different places, Anton? I think you need to choose one plan and stick to it.
I got a lot of spell slots.
You can only cast one of them at once.
Nate, you were asking about something.
So we reckon there's a Leviathan in that storm. Is that...
Metaphorically? I'm not even sure at this point.
It's like maybe
we don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's a church.
Yeah.
Maybe the Leviathan is spiritually there, not literally.
Well, I just was... If we reckon... It wasn't really an idea. I was just making sure we thought that there's a Leviathan in there.
You mentioned something about wind?
Oh, yeah, that idea. Yeah. Yeah, do we want to go faster then?
Yes, please.
Cast Gust of Wind.
Thank you.
You can angle a gust of wind directly into the sails to create unnatural speed. And as you do this, Cal, you can see the ship behind you. You are now moving about the same speed as it. Almost like they were using the same trick. But as the ship speeds up, it's still a good couple, by the time you've cast this and the ship is starting to pick up speed and move forward, because it still needs to have momentum and drive forward. The ship behind you is now, I'd say, roughly, by the time you got this sorted, roughly like 400 feet away or so.
I can't throw a javelin 400 feet.
Gosh.
But you can see that this ship is approaching. Go on.
Yeah, Anton's going to ask, do you want me to throw the ultimatum?
I mean, if it's 400 feet away, I think we've got nothing to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will go and fetch my javelins and put them into the deck at the back, and I'm ready. Got them.
Yeah, just
cool. That's fine. Right.
Yeah.
Is the time to prep spells? Is that where we're at? Have we arrived at the spell prepping moment?
If you like, sure.
Okay, that's a lot of pressure.
Anton, are you... Sorry, Shamini, go ahead.
So it's no longer gaining on us, but the minute we hit the storm and can't go fast anymore, they will catch up.
Maybe, if they want to go into it as well, you don't know.
Yes.
Anton, are you delivering your ultimatum?
Yeah, so Anton's going to take the stone out of his bag of holding, hold it, and he's going to say, your captain is dead. I told her to surrender. She did not. If you continue to follow us, you will suffer the same fate.
Cool. From about 400 feet away, you hear a very loud boom.
That's a cannon.
As a cannon is fired, the first shot goes wide. This cannonball, and most of you will have experienced the idea of cannon, but they are extremely rare and extremely valuable. There is a very loud bang, and something hits the water about 200 feet starboard. What would everyone like to do?
They want to negotiate.
Channel divinity.
Lasts a minute, are you sure?
Oh no. God damn it.
I am going to jump over the side and polymorph myself into a sperm whale. Because I'm just having that kind of a day.
Can I jump on Milk's back?
Absolutely.
Yes. Right, good, that's done. Right, so Milk and Prosperous jump out of the campaign, that's done. Lovely. What is the speed of a sperm whale?
60 feet.
Yeah, the blue bottle is currently, with the gust of wind spell, outstripping you.
Okay, well then I won't jump off the side and turn into a sperm whale. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Save
It's okay.
it. There'll be other times.
That's okay.
Okay, negate that. I guess Prosperous isn't jumping off onto nothing, so...
I will
retcon that whole moment.
That's fine. I don't think speeds and things make this a bit clearer. So, yes, the ship is travelling at nearly 100 feet around at the moment, so it's travelling quite fast with the gust of wind. So,
anything that fast.
Yeah, so the ship is now pushed forward at quite a speed, and the ship behind you, it's not gaining on you, but it is still going. If anyone doesn't have any actions to take, then it'll fire again.
I would like to run to the back of the ship and wait for them to gain speed on us. Approximately about 150 feet of range.
They are not gaining on you. They're travelling the same speed as you.
No.
Cal, did you not have ballista?
I would like to.
There is another bang, and now about 100 feet to port, another cannonball lands in the water.
Return fire.
What do you want to return fire with?
The ballista.
The ballista, yes.
Cool. You have 2 ballista on deck, and you also have a mangonel, don't you?
Yeah, one ballista and one mangonel.
One ballista. Okay, 1 ballista and 1 mangonel. Fine.
Yeah.
The ballista has a range of 480 feet with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, yes, I was going to say. Okay.
Perchance, what's the difference between a mangonella and a ballista?
A ballista is like a large crossbow, and a mangonel is like a catapult.
Ooh.
How far is it until we're in the storm?
The storm is now a couple of miles and it's heading straight towards you, so you are moving towards it at quite a pace. It is now it's filling a good quarter of the horizon in front of you now.
Sure, the nat one ballista.
So we could.
We've got all this new crew, and they don't know how anything works, and we didn't really.
Some of the crew try and turn the ballista and fire it. There's a very loud cling, and there's a sort of scream as one of the bolts snaps, not fired correctly, and there's a couple of people on the deck with hideous splinters of wood poking out of them. They're not dead, but very badly hurt. Fenric will arrange them being taken below deck and being seen to by Elshane. They'll be stabilized. Your ballista is broken and requires repair.
Who do we think is on that ship? Prosperous, because we could. It is within dimension door range, so we could go there.
There is another bang, and a cannonball once again splashes in the water nearby you, but does not hit the ship.
We could go there, but then could we come back?
No, because this ship is moving too quickly for any route I have back.
How fast is the ship traveling?
You are both traveling about 100 feet around, and the storm is now filling a good third of the space in front of you.
Cal?
And if we slow this down, how fast will the ship travel?
If you stop using the gust of wind 60 feet around, it'll gain 40 feet around on you.
Cal, if
How
Milk,
far? Sorry.
I mean,
if Milk and I go there, will you wait for us?
Or if we get that ship to come closer by
The whole
slowing down.
point of look, there are two things coming towards us: the storm and the ship. My aim is not to have to fight them both at the same time. We get to the storm first.
Okay.
Who here can deal the most damage? Ranged.
Range.
Range.
I don't know.
Me? I have a 5th level fireball.
Have you ever flown before?
Many times, not always as myself, but never ever in coach.
If we slow our ship down and allow them to gain on us, not only could we get Milk up in the air and closer to them, it'd be harder to hit than the ship.
There is another bang and a crash from the back of the ship as one of the
And
cannonballs...
he'd be able to blow the thing up with a fireball.
Captain, how strong is your hull? How much would it take to damage the hull?
The ship has taken 20 points of bludgeoning and fire damage from the cannon, Charmony. There's a big cannon hole in the back of the ship.
We need to do it now. And I turn to Nate and I'm like, can you stop this? So look at the sail.
I mean, not... Yeah. And just drop the wind.
The storm is now very, very close, and you can feel it. Like, you can start to see all of the lightning sparking, and it's now moving towards you. It's very, very close. They're going to both be on you at roughly the same time, unless you keep your speed up. I will let you change that thought if you want, Nate. It's up to you.
Yeah,
Cal's the captain. Let's see what... I mean...
You think? You think you can take that ship out in one?
How strong is the hull?
Out of character, our hull has 300 hit points.
Oof. And this
you
ship
might
is
kill a lot of the crew, though. That's the aim. Is blowing up the crew, because if there's a ship but no crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Captain.
Or we hold our nerve, and if they both end up on us at the same time, we sort it out once we're there, but they're also fighting the storm, and they won't be protected from elementals.
That's true. It would be easier if the ships are nearer to each other, right? Because then we're not so split up.
I mean, it doesn't sound like they're very interested in going into this storm.
They might be. And either way,
there's another bang, and a cannonball splashes into the water on the port side again.
Have both of them at the same time. I say we keep going, we get into this storm, and then if we have to deal with them both at once, we'll do it there.
Do you want me to get rid of the storm or not?
Please, Anton, get rid of the damn storm.
With your camera.
All right. Anton's he's gonna hold his action and get ready to prepare Dispel Magic at 4th level, I think.
If you think you can get rid of that storm, then go for it. I shake my little tambourine and give you bardic inspiration.
Nice. What inspiration dice do you give?
It's just a D6.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, cool.
That's good, though.
Right.
Only level 1 bard.
It'll be useful.
Fuck is this multi-class? Right, good. So the pirate ship is coming up from behind, but they've recognised that they're not going to. They're trying to hole you. They're trying to slow the ship down with cannon, and so far not achieving very well because they have to roll a disadvantage. They're too far away. But there's still a couple of cannon being fired as you head straight for the storm right ahead of you. Another one smashes into the side of the hull, dealing it's another 15 damage from the second cannonball, Chamonix. As you get towards the storm, Anton, as you're ready to cast Dispel Magic, you hear a voice in your head saying, "If you killed her, we will hunt you down forever."
Oh, I just wish I had another sending thing just to tell him, bring it.
I like him.
As that happens, you sail straight up to the storm. What's the range on Dispel Magic?
It is... Sorry, I was trying to read stuff.
All right.
120 feet range.
Okay. As the storm...
But I figured we'd get into it a little bit before I get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
So see, we can hold out, like Prosperous said, see if they follow us in, and then I'm going to pop it off. Unless you want me to just try and pop it off before we get there. Captain.
I want you to stop saying "pop it off."
I too would like that.
Pop it in any better?
No, please, no. Let's hold off till we're into the wind.
Oh.
Okay. You go straight for it and go directly into the wind. The storm, as before, envelops you, and as it envelops you, sheets of rain, thunder, lightning, there's darkness all round you, but flashing light. The whole ship glows with a strange fairy, almost fire of light as this glowing embers all round you drive into it. Again, you've seen that the water around this ship is churned and damaged and becomes various different shapes as it goes. As the ship goes grinding into this, the hull immediately takes...
Ooh.
Yeah. 15, 22, 25. Go ahead, G.
Well, just as my bonus action on each turn, I can redirect the wind. So I'm trying to wind us through. Basically, when I see something big, I try and blow us away from it.
Okay, can you roll me an Arcana check to see how well you can achieve that? Because this storm is ridiculous.
Yeah, sure.
Was that just the 25 points of... Sorry, hold on.
God damn it.
That last roll.
Just check and see what...
Just wait.
Oh, sorry.
That's
11.
No, Nate, you try to, but the howling winds in here are so strong and so ferocious that you're barely even able to... Your gust of wind is having hilariously little effect on the sail now, as the ship is battered and churned for 25 points of damage by the storm. All around you, various figures descend from the sky. Yes, Prosperous?
Is it ice? Is it ice that's grinding the hull?
Sometimes there's ice. Sometimes the wave sort of turns into rock, grinds against the hull, and then wears itself back into water and rolls back down again.
Could I potentially be dangled off the front of the ship and knock things away?
What?
Could I potentially be dangled off the front of the ship and knock things away?
Like if a stone is coming towards the hull, Prosperous can bat it off, just like a figurehead, but right down and...
Prosperous attack, but most importantly, Prosperous protect.
Prosperous protect.
If you want to,
you could get back into your rose stance.
Really, really would like to.
Okay, you're going to have to get some assistance to get some ropes tied around you, and you dangled over the edge, try and bash rocks away.
I'll go see the Minotaur, because what I also need is someone to watch, so that if I fall unconscious, they can pull me back out.
You go and find Harlech, that's fine.
Harlech will give you a hand.
Yeah, okay, have a plan. It's a great plan. What I need you to do is dangle me off the front, and if I go limp, pull me back out. Look, I'm just going to break the ice.
Seems like a bad idea.
It's a brilliant plan. I'm going to roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
I rolled a 21. It's a great plan.
I mean, if you're sure.
I'm absolutely 100% sure.
Okay. Harlech's going to tie a rope around you and dangle you off the front of the ship.
Gosh.
Here we fucking go. Prosperous, you are thrown off the front of the ship.
I channel divinity.
You channel divinity, fine. Your glowing sword on the front, just ha-ha! And
I am like the best thing on the front of a ship there has ever been. I'm sorry, my brain is not working. That.
Cool. You are swinging on a rope, trying to knock away the boulders that crash against all sides of the ship.
Is that level of the video game where you're like, this is very out of... Why am I doing this?
It's a quick time event as well.
Stephanie keeps you. Lovely. Okay, so Prosperous, can you make me an attack roll?
Can I make you 2?
Against
I
the
make
storm.
2 per round.
Yeah, sure, make me 2 attack rolls. Why the fuck not?
I've rolled a 2 and a 3. However, that becomes a 16 and a 17.
Cool. You start. The waves in front of you turn into paladins. The waves in front of you turn into. You see as they come, like they turn into sort of small hilly, like turf that the ship just rams through. In some cases, even burning up with some kind of flame as they go. Like the element storm around you is churning up the water into various like shards of ice, and you can start just hacking away wildly at the front of the ship, trying to knock these things away. away. Bits of ice and dirt and flame just spray around you. You do take 1 point of damage as you are sort of chipped and smashed, but you do manage to cut through most of the stuff around you. The ship only takes 11 points of damage from. Sorry, I read it weirdly. 11 points of damage from the storm this round. But yes, you also see as Prosper at the front, there's this glowing light from the sword just lights up the front of the ship. Various elemental forms are curving out of the clouds and curving towards the ship, and as they do, they seem to sort of encounter almost a like. Is it like a force field, Red? How does it look when they try and land on the ship? What happens?
Rulesy wise.
No, just flavour. They can't land on the ship. That's what Hallow does. But
so it's like a rocket ship coming back to Earth, right? If we were in a different place, where they begin to feel like, or it looks to them like they're beginning to burn up. But of course, they're not. That's not really happening. The closer they get, the harder it gets for them to land, and eventually they're like, "Oh no!"
Various forms sort of leap, and the crew sort of like dodge back in. Most of the crew are gone below deck, apart from the ones needed for sailing because they're being very careful. Because last time a lot of them died. But as these various forms like fly towards the ship, they suddenly like seem to sear around the edges and then quickly turn and pull away. And as they do, this ship just blasts its way through the storm. You are making incredible speed. The ship is being ground around it, but Prosperous' efforts do mean that a lot of the damage to the hull of the ship is not being taken. You are absolutely nailing this storm. Niall, would Anton like to cast a spell magic?
Yeah. First thing is I'm going to grab the sending stone and I'm going to lob it off the boat. Because I'm assuming that's how they're tracking us. And if I throw it into the storm, it's going to get cast a very far place from us.
All pulverized, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not tracking us, then whatever.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I can't mess with them, but that's okay.
Cool.
And then, because my portent rolls are 19, I'm going to take that for my dispel magic, and then I'll roll the d6 just in case.
Talk me through the rules of dispel magic.
So, at 4th level, well, I guess I won't waste a 4th level spell. I'll just do it at 3rd level, because you've got to pass a DC. You instantly get rid of any 3rd level spells, but your DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So it's probably a maximum of 9 anyway. And I've got a portent of 19 that I'm just going to knock off. And then just in case you are throwing off any 11th or 10th level spells, which would be crazy, I'm just going to roll the inspiration dice just in case, because I don't want to mess with the DM. And that's a 2, so yeah, 21.
That is rules as writ. Can you describe to me how this looks? Because I will say you are not going to dispel this entire storm. What you can do is you can dispel a patch of it. You can dispel a part of it. I will allow that. But it will reform. It is a whole. There is more going on here than just a single dispelling can get rid of. But you can make clear waters for the crew.
All right, well, I can do this another time then, which is quite good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and look for the eye of the storm.
You can see nothing in this. You've been in it for less than a minute, and it is like swirling around you. There is no obvious, like you can barely see. Like you can see by the glow of Prosperous's sword and by the flashes of this magic purple lightning around you, but you can't really get a good sense of where you are. It's just a complete mess around you.
Okay then. Well, yeah, Anton just yeets a stone off the boat, which might look like it's part of the spell, and then his hands are going to glow with like magical blue energy as he just pushes it into the sky, and he's going to dispel magic around the boat so that they can see around them, and then he's going to start getting ready to cast again.
Brilliant. As you reach out with your hands glowing with blue, you're drawing a huge amount of magical energy into yourself, and you can all see that Anton is channeling a remarkable amount of magic, just drawing a humongous energy arcane pool from himself into himself, and then just reaches out, and as he does, the storm around you just wisps. It doesn't dissipate and go entirely. An almost a tsunami of this magical energy just washes around you, and a huge part of the storm and a lot of the elementals within just sort of quickly spiral and move away, and you almost have like this column, almost tornado of air all around you as a good portion of this storm all around you just subsides briefly. You can see that it's the storm's already encroaching back into this space, but you have cleared the blue bottle, which stops taking damage from all of the elemental, like the water sort of where it was entering this space sort of just turns back into water and almost placidly rolls at the base of this, although the spiraling of this wind around you is forming a light, almost like whirlpool around the ship. Prosperous, from the front, from the prow, it's incredibly impressive to see.
Just, you can, like, because it's suddenly less loud, you can just hear Prosperous laughing really loudly.
Okay, no, that's fine. Sure, that's okay. Good, lovely. Anton, you can see that this is encroaching in your space again. What are you looking for? As you like, is anyone looking out? Is there anything you want to do?
Is there any point looking, through the PC?
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want in this. You have probably about 10 seconds of the storm abating completely before it starts to encroach again. What would everyone like to do?
Anton's going to scream to Captain Cal for a heading, and then he's going to say, "I'll clear the way."
Brilliant. Cal?
I'll send Malinaway up into the sky to see if she can see anything from higher up that gives us a different viewpoint.
Is she going? Because if she goes up, like the storm is like
where it's clear. Let's send her up for 6 seconds.
Okay,
as fast as she can. Go on, little Mel.
Like sort of, and then up, like Mel, because it's a column and there is clear sky above you briefly in all of this. You can't. Mel's not going to be able to see any range or distance from that, and will very quickly need to descend as the clouds curl back over the top of the ship. Mel won't be able to get a lot out of this because she isn't particularly perceptive. Cal, is there anything you in particular want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna yell, Fanric, take the wheel, and I'm gonna look, if I can, both ahead and behind. I'm looking for anything directly in front of us that's not just more storm, and I'm looking for probably not the ship itself, because I imagine that'll be too far away, but I'm trying to figure out if they're still firing on us, like, are there cannons? Because it was really hard to tell when the storm was going on.
Yeah,
like, if
no idea, nothing at all.
So I would like to know what they're doing as well.
Roll me the perception check for looking behind you first, please.
Okay, behind. That's a 26.
With a 26, looking behind you, you can see that you can't see any sign of this ship, and there's no loud bangs or cannonade. You get no sense this thing followed you into the storm, which, because as far as they can tell, what you've just done is suicide, because you've just dived straight into this incredibly dangerous storm. Look ahead of you.
Do I get advantage?
You get advantage using a telescope, yes. And also it shows you the way if you need it to.
Yeah, okay, cool. That was a 21 ahead.
Looking ahead through the storm, where Anton has cleared, like you can see, like the storm is all around you and is encroaching back into this space already as you take a second action to look. However, through the storm in front of you, you do catch a glimpse, just briefly, of again, these sort of like towers of obsidian that look like they're in the center of this space. What would you like to do?
That way!
Right. Anton, do you do it again?
Yeah, I just realised that I didn't have to spend my Bardic Inspiration because you add your spell modifier, so 19 plus 5 is 24 each time. But I'll do it again.
Okay. You again.
It's already gone now.
Yeah. You again reach out, and as you reach out and cast the spell magic, you reach forward. And as you reach forward and do so, the storm ahead of you, behind you, it's starting to seep in. The ship is moving forward, trying to get out and use this space. And you again draw this huge amount of magical energy into yourself, and it's exhausting. You can feel this is putting a strain on you, but you do manage to again capture part of this storm and find more of a path through it for the ship to go. And as you start moving through that storm, you realize that you are moving. You can all now see through the small part of the storm remaining in front of you. You can see these towers poking out of small parts. It looks like these towers are visible through a wall of the storm, but you also get a sense that this storm surrounds this. It doesn't cover it entirely. Are you still? If you try and move forward now, you're going to have to move forward through part of this storm. Still, there's still more to go.
I've got one more spell. I can cast this a few more times at higher levels, so I'm going to keep burning this so that it's easier for the ship not to take any damage.
Sure.
I don't. We're not having the conversation, but I'm not sure it's necessarily worth it given the amount of damage the ship is taking each time and the value of your high level spells potentially.
It's up to you. If you shout that to Anton. Yeah.
I will also give you another thing that you might want to consider. Anton, roll me an Arcana check as you move into this, towards this final sort of stretch of the storm on the very inside.
Then that's 20 plus 5. It's actually more. But it's a nat 20, so...
As you move forward into this last part of the storm, the air around you, you realize as you move into this sort of last section before, like, the storm itself is... Clearly, there's still a part of the storm in front of you that you could try and dispel, but you also realize, and you all start to realize, there's a strange, almost tang to the air. And Anton, you're an arcane specialist. The area around the center of this storm is suffused with wild magic.
That mean?
Anything can happen.
Love it.
Random magical effects if you cast spells.
Cal will yell, Anton, save it.
Yeah, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to have to!
And also, like, is Prosper still alive?
Please tell me there's just
we can hear Steiner laughing.
Yeah, they're having a great time.
I mean, you're not attacking anything, you're just out the front of the ship just like swinging nothing.
Everything that I'm not swinging, I'm just having a great time. This is everything that I wanted out of my holiday.
Brace yourselves one last time, everyone.
Gotcha.
I mean, is my gust of wind still active? It lasts for a minute.
Yeah, you've not been travelling for that long because there's been a lot of very good use of magic to get through this. If you want to use your gust of wind, you absolutely can.
I mean, it's like, well, it's a consistent thing, so it's still going.
Okay, in which case, when the when Anton dispels some, the ship suddenly lurches forward quite quickly through the pieces that Anton has made clear, and there's one final pushing through this final wall of force, if you will, to try and break through to the center of this. As you do, Prosperous, the sea around you just like, it's almost like the entire thing is desperate for you not to get through. But there's not a huge amount it can do. As you move forward, Cal, you hear the ship grinding again.
Can I try and bat it again?
You can try and bat it again. Yes, please do.
Yeah, that's better. That is a 26 and a 28.
You do start batting aside these pieces of ice and rock that come out of the ground, and the ship only takes 13 points of hull damage. Prosperous, you take another 3 points of damage from the small pieces that are pelting you all around.
I was worried that I might, die.
You rolled incredibly high.
I've still got 90 hit points.
I mean,
we could have literally just tied you to the front of the ship.
Yeah,
he would have been fine.
I mean, I wanted to find a fair way to do it that wasn't just you are crushed by rock. Like, you are swinging out with a anime-sized gigantic sword, not stopping things from bashing into you. I think you'd be able to defend yourself quite well
against
that
propeller,
sort of thing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a ship? Is it a plane? Is it a Prosperous? You're
So that's what P stands for. Good, right? You are making your way through this final piece of storm right ahead of you. There are now, and you can see all around you, like tens, not hundreds, but many elemental forms trying desperately to catch hold of the ship, to stop this, to stop you getting through to the inside. You can see like animate fire, itself burning, which it doesn't understand what is happening to it, trying desperately to reach out for the blue bottle as it travels through this storm. Pieces of rock rear up and fall away as they even begin to impact the hull. The huge, gigantic waves try and flood the ship, but just collapse before they even touch it, thanks to the Hallow spell, which is doing a shit ton of work here. As all of these creatures try desperately to stop this from happening, you pass through this final piece of storm. Yeah. Thank you, Red. Wow. Fucking wow.
Ways to throw off your DM.
And almost calmly float into the eye of the storm.
Could someone pull me back up now? Please?
Harlak just starts pulling the rope up. That was really cool.
I had a great time.
That was something.
I would recommend it.
Drops the wind.
The blue bottle calmly sort of turning slightly. You can see all around you that this storm sort of swirls around this central point. The central point is roughly about a couple of miles across, not quite, maybe a mile and a half across. And in the center of the space, the water churns strangely. Like there's movement to the water because of the storm around it, but it's not like there's a tidal pool or anything like that. It's just sort of quite choppy waters inside here. And in the center of this space, you see a city. Prosperous, Milk, Anton, having all experienced these before, it's a Netherese city. It is floating on the surface of the water. Black spires almost growing semi-organically because of the way their buildings are built out of this central black disc. And you can see as the ship moves towards it that this black disc is semi-submerged into the water. What you also notice is that it's not submerged neatly. It has a slight angle to it. And looking at it, a good third of the disc on one side ranges out of the water. So there's almost like a big semicircular disc that takes up a good third of that space. The whole thing is at an angle.
Do you think any of these are ever level, Milk? Or do you think they're all
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh, the last one we were in was at a slant as well.
Yeah, Prosperous on that ship. Maybe we get a rope and pull it down.
Just even the bugger out.
Wait, what the hell's that?
Oh, it's an ancient Netherese city. Clearly.
Oh. I mean, is that what we were looking for?
They tend to find you whether you're looking for them or not.
I mean, well, maybe you lot, but yeah, okay. But you've been in one of these things before?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, it's an experience, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
14.
They've both been inside Netherese cities before. These people are well-travelled and probably not that aware of the amazing things they've seen. Right, so looking at this slightly raised disc of a city with some buildings growing literally out of the water at a slightly askew angle and some clearly broken, like this place looks, it looks abandoned as like a shattered city would, but you can also see as you start to move towards it, there are nets strung over the water in various places that are clearly like over some kind of like farming or growth.
Fish farms! Look, this must be why we're here.
Yeah. You can also see some...
My goddess of farming, just for anyone who's not quite following
This is why we're here. I'm going to be really pissed off.
You can also see various tents at various points throughout this city, throughout this structure. Some of them are sort of strung over the tops of various buildings at this slight angle. Others are at various points. You can also see that there are some buildings that look like they've been fixed up a little bit with some what look like flotsam and jetsam being used, well, flotsam mostly, jetsam is liquid, but flotsam being used to like board up various walls and things like that. These walls and things that have been boarded up in places look like they were to protect, but you look at some of them appear to be below the waterline. It looks like this city is still having some problems with subsidence.
People.
As you move around this, as the blue bottle curves around and looks into the space, you can see that this sort of, the fact that the city has dipped in certain places does create a strange natural harbour towards roughly the centre of it, where half of it is underwater in a sort of semicircle, and part of it is flattening out and curving up towards the back. And there are no ships here. You do see a couple of people on rafts looking up at the blue bottle in, like, abject bewilderment. They've not seen a ship of this size
on fire.
Also, that's on fire. At all, as far as you're aware. The weather is perfectly lovely. It's like the weather was outside the storm inside here. It's a perfect eye in the center. And as you move around and move towards the center of this dock, you can see that there are roughly maybe 30 to 40 people gathering. And the dock isn't even. There's not. There's a space where you can just dock up. You have to move between various broken buildings, but there is a place you could drop anchor and take out a rowboat, certainly.
Nate's leaning over the side and like waving at the people.
Oh, you get waves back. There's a lot of friendly waves and amazement and surprise. A lot of people looking extremely happy to see you and bewildered. There's a couple of shouts. Anyone here speak Elvish?
Ooh.
Me?
No.
I think I might.
No.
I will call back in Abyssal and see if that attracts any attention.
I speak Elvish.
You speak Elvish, Anton, right.
I speak many languages.
No. Did you take linguist as a feat, perchance? That wonderful feat linguist.
Don't know.
But you get a couple...
It was so far back.
Anton, you get a couple of shouts from the people, and you recognize... You're also a researcher in ancient Netheril, so I would give you this anyway. They're speaking in a language called Laros. It has a lot of very similar vocal intonations and inflections as Elvish, and it was invented around the same time. But it's not common. And
I have studied it.
You have studied it, but you've never heard it spoken out loud. Why on earth would you? So
I don't know. You told me.
Yeah. So there is a certain amount of you can understand what they are saying, but to respond to them, you'd be responding in a very sort of like to respond in Elvish would be a very sort of crude way to talk, but you'd be able to communicate. But
I've got written down here that I can actually speak it.
You can read it. I'm happy for you to read it.
Is it? Oh, it's not speaking.
It's not a spoken language. It's not been a spoken language in over 2,000 to 3,000
people
years.
haven't had visitors.
Could I attempt to say the words that I know that are written, if that makes sense?
You could try to.
Like in a really, like somebody who's trying to start a language would talk in sort of almost broken English.
It would be that sort of thing. I mean, I don't know if you've seen there's a lovely scene in Stargate, the actual movie of Stargate, which I know is, I'm old, but there's a point...
1991.
1991.
Gosh, before any of us were born, Chris.
I believe. I could be wrong.
But there's a lovely point in it where they realise that they're speaking ancient Egyptian, which no one knows how it was spoken, because hieroglyphics don't have vowels. Yeah, exactly. So there is an element of that you can be picking up on, Anton, as you are trying to engage and talk to people, and you go, oh, that's how that word is said. Like, there's that element of that that's coming back here a little bit.
Anton's that excited as well. Like, he's literally like a kid at a fair.
Mm-hmm.
He's practically screaming.
Anton, you look like a kid at a fair. What's wrong with you? Keep it together.
Milk, are you still in the sailor's outfit?
No, something fancy if we're meeting an ancient civilization that's not had visitors in a long time. Probably something with a fishtail, but not a literal fishtail.
I mean, you should probably wear something with wheat symbology on, because the last ones we met all liked wheat symbology. Or you could be a flaming skull. They were all flaming skulls.
Does flaming skull say friendly?
When you say flaming skull.
Friendly, prosperous. We want to commute friendliness.
Oh yeah, no, fair.
Yeah.
What was that about the flaming skull?
Oh, we murdered some flaming skulls once.
So, like literal flaming skulls.
Right, literal, yes, yeah. Like they were heads of people that were on fire and floating around. It was
right.
Any with like jewelry in their eyes?
I look at you like you're weird. I wasn't shopping, Anton.
No, just dark holes where their souls used to be. Was that was that good, Milk? Did I do it right?
Yeah, you did. That was good. That was scathing. That was good shade.
Are you
were the skulls in charge? Sorry.
Are you all going to get into a rowboat and...
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
No, I'm going to swim.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well,
as four of you get into a rowboat, Nate, do you dive off the edge?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So cool.
As you dive off the edge and swim, you see, look beneath. You can see that this part of the city is completely underwater, obviously, and you can see that the parts that are underwater have been like picked clean. People are like taking what they can, and you can also see some effort to grow like underwater vegetation and fish farms, as Prosper suggested. There has been a real effort made to create an ecosystem in here that can thrive and function, because not a lot comes in from the outside.
Al doesn't trust any of these people, and before we get in the rowboat, we'll say to Fenric, nobody gets on or off this ship until I say so.
What are the people shouting at us?
Mostly hello. There's quite a bit of who are you, and there's also quite a lot of where have you come from? What's it like outside?
I'm gonna tell Cal that. I'm gonna be like, Cal, they seem like they're genuinely normal people that didn't expect us to turn up right now. I can understand them, by the way, and he's just sort of that's just putting that out there.
That's useful, thank you. Let's go.
Were you expecting people, Anton, to be here?
I'm gonna ritual cast comprehend languages on the way there.
Genius.
How long does that take? 10 minutes?
It's about enough time.
Yeah.
Could we maybe go slightly closer to one of the fish farms? Would that be okay? Just out of interest, would that be all right? Could we just slight detour?
Anton winks at you and is like, Shantae stuff.
As you get into the rowboat and go into this dock space and pull up, and yes, go by one of the fish farms. And Prosperous, it's very similar to fish farms that you've seen in the outside
I've never
world.
seen a fish farm.
Okay, it's a fish farm. It's
I'm
a very
very
nice.
excited about the fish farm.
It's a great fish
I get very excited about the fish farm. I nearly fall in the water. It's pretty embarrassing.
Okay.
You've never seen someone be this excited about fish before, apart from possibly me in real life. But you know.
Noted.
if Nate is swimming near the boat near the fish farm, I'm gonna. Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
You make a mean breakfast, but you didn't necessarily strike me as the going off running into danger type. So.
Well, you know, like I've been around a bit, you know, me, and I was kind of trained like. My whole like family thing is like we're meant to like protect the seas and all that, and so I got like trained and like how to fight a bit and like do some spell work and that.
All right.
And you know, that's sort of like our whole deal. I was meant to be anyway. I get a bit. Some people say I'm easily distracted, you know, but
as long as you can take care of yourself, I don't know what we're gonna find or where we're gonna end up.
Well. Yeah, I think hopefully you shouldn't have to worry about me too much.
As your rowboat, makes its way towards the point.
Give Milk a detailed rundown of my observations about the fish farm.
Okay.
It's riveting.
Yeah, Milk tries very hard not to fall asleep while that's going on.
The journey takes 10 minutes. I mean, it would be pretty amazing to fall asleep during all of that. As you are getting towards this, Cal, there is a figure waiting for the rowboat to arrive. She looks like she's in some position of authority. You can't really tell, but she definitely looks like people are sort of talking to her about your arrival and are clearly very excited about your arrival and are trying to sort of ask her what is going on. You note one thing about her in particular. She wears a symbol around her neck, and you recognize the holy symbol of your god. And that's where we're going to pick up next time.
What?
I want you not to trust any of these people.
Right. You brought us here.
Cal's mysterious god.
Definitely don't trust me.
Definitely brought us here, yeah.
Awesome. Well, pick up there next time in the lost Netherese city. Excited to see where you all take this from here. Probably completely off the rails like this time, but that's just the way you all are.
I mean, I want to know if
Are
they
there
have
any
muscle
shops in the
farms.
Netherese city?
Let's do another shopping episode.
Thank you for joining us tonight, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We play every Monday evening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. British Standard Time. That's Sea of Swords Forsaken, which will continue until the end of 2020. Do join us for that. We also stream other shows. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, which we'll be excited to tell you about very, very soon. So keep an eye on social media for all of that. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted and often hosted at twitch.tv/D&D. And you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/adventurerswanted. If you want to support us in what we do in a different way, you can also patronize us on Patreon. We have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/adventurerswanted. Every penny goes a big way to helping us make all the content that we currently make. Big thank you again to all of our supporters and sponsors. Big thanks to UltraPro, it's ultrapro.com, HeroForge, it's heroforge.com, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions, Level Up Dice, and Zavi. Do join us on social media and say hi on Twitter. We're Adventurers250 on Twitter. I think that's basically it from all of us. Any final words, you rapscallions, all of you, detouring bastards?
Shout out to the awesome people in the chat hanging with us today.
As always, our lovely chat on it. So thank you, mods, as always, as well.
People.
Lovely. Thank you, everyone.
And
Thanks
we'll
for your
kill
time.
those pirates eventually.
See you all next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for Sea of Swords. We have one more thing before you go, in case you missed our update at the beginning of the episode.
Adventures Wanted is coming to an end, and a whole new company
Made up of both people from Adventures Wanted and new faces
will be taking on the Adventures Wanted Twitch and social media channels from October 21st.
We have some exciting news about what's coming up next.
You'll still find fantastic D&D streams on Roll Together and the D&D Twitch channel every week.
Sea of Swords Forsaken will continue at the same time.
Every Monday, 6 to 9 p.m. GMT, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Time.
We'll also be launching a second weekly slot.
Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. GMT, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PT.
We'll be starting with a Halloween one-shot on October 27th.
Where we'll be playing Isradel, the Roving House, the winning entry of this year's Saga Forge New Writing Competition.
And starting November 3rd, we'll be launching a new 4-part campaign, Theros, Legends of the Underworld.
DM'd by me, Emma Sheard.
That will be followed by another 4-part campaign.
Vile Shadows and a Honeyed Smile, DM'd by Justin Wells.
Look out for more new show announcements this week as we unveil the new company.
We're very happy to still be supported by Wizards of the Coast, our marketing partners, our supporters, and sponsors.
Because of this, we'll be in a position to offer to pay all players, dungeon masters, and moderators who work with the company.
This was already a planned initiative from Adventurers Wanted, and we're delighted to be able to put it into action.
We share Adventurers Wanted's commitment to high-quality narrative and collaborative storytelling,
as well as its focus on inclusive representation in our players and characters.
We'll continue to tell exciting and diverse stories, working with some familiar faces,
as well as new cast members from around the world.
That's what will be happening on this channel.
There will be other streams, actual plays, and TTRPG content made by many other people who are involved in Adventurers Wanted happening elsewhere.
So, keep your eyes peeled for more updates and information there.
We hope you'll join us on this new adventure. Be sure to follow us on Twitch at Roll Together.
And you'll find us on all the social networks as Roll Together RPG.
So please stay subscribed. Keep following.
And we'll see you next week for more Sea of Swords Forsaken.